The Driving While Awesome podcast is recorded live to SD card at the Beeline Motor Club in Santa Cruz, California.
Welcome to Driving While Awesome, part of the Haggerty Podcast Network. My name's Warren.
I am Lane.
And I'm Art.
Hey, we're here.
Man,
We did it.
Feels like a long time since we've done this.
Can I offer you a blind taste test beef jerky?
Ooh.
Yeah, I would love
Please.
a blind
Okay.
taste test.
Close your eyes. I'm going to just pull it out.
Wow. Can I look
Can
away?
I look away? Yeah,
I feel uncomfortable closing my eyes.
I just want you to guess the flavor. You can open now.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to hand you a piece. And for the listeners, you should watch on YouTube because you'll get to see these reactions in real time.
Oh,
All right.
fuck, dude.
Reactions. He's going to give us like alligator skin.
I know.
or
It's
some
not
shit.
spicy. I'll tell you that
I
right
like
now.
spicy, but what is this?
It's beef.
Okay.
I just want you to guess the flavor.
All right. Ooh, interesting
flavor.
texture.
All right, Lane has taken a bite. Art now too, and they're quizzical and inquisitive. What was your name? What was your thing?
Inquisitive.
Inquisitive. You're just kind of an inquisitive guy, right?
Always. It tastes familiar.
Uh-huh.
Damn, dude. I want to say like it's a wannabe al pastor.
Any other hints of flavors in there?
I don't know. I need to taste more.
Lane has no idea what's happening right now. You could have eaten anything, and it would be the same reaction. Let me ask you this: do you like it? First off, right off the bat.
I'm not really into it. The texture is really weird too. It's like almost like
Grainy, huh?
Grainy. Grainy's
Yeah, I'm not in love.
He's still lack of words. He doesn't know anything.
It has a lot of sweet. It has a sweetness.
Uh-huh. It's a level 1 sweet and a level 4 heat, just so you know.
Oh, okay. I would reverse those. It
Wait a
looks
minute.
hot. It looks
Wait a minute.
spicy.
Is this fucking like Taco Bell sauce flavor?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Not far off.
Because you said level 4 heat,
Wow.
you know, kind of like sweet.
It's all right. Any guesses? Flavor? Just
No,
don't know.
I mean,
You were very close. By the
It's
way,
like barbecue. Or
Barbecue?
Yeah.
it is street taco.
Whoa, what the hell?
Oh, so,
The
but it
whole
doesn't-
thing.
Why?
I don't know. I tasted beans in it.
Oh.
It tastes like
I tasted
almost
beans,
like
huh?
bean.
Oh, yeah, because it has this like.
It's like weird paste kind of on it.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel it. It's like a little, it's almost like.
So that's saying it. Wouldn't you think street taco would just be like lime and a very like fresh?
Yeah,
Fresh,
and like
kinda-
smoke, a little bit of smoke to it.
cilantro.
Yeah,
Cilantro. Yeah.
It doesn't have any of that. It's not good.
Baja jerky. I've had some of their stuff.
I have the
decent.
regular one. It's fine, like
Yeah.
the regular beef jerky. But that's like a very weird taste. This is street taco beef jerky by Baja Jerky, and it actually had Baja trucks up here on the part you rip off, and they're trying their best. Solana Beach, California.
It's not my favorite.
No. Anyways, I brought that because it wasn't my favorite either. So
That's funny.
Thank
Left-
you.
leftover.
Giving us some love. I mean, I think it's definitely a good lesson in like not trying to condense an entire fucking thing. Like, you know, like such a complex.
I
like,
know it's one thing to
flavor.
say like al pastor, and I would have been
Yeah.
like all over that, but it would have to really taste like it. But street taco, and
I mean, I guess you could say it's like it's just straight up like Mexican carne asada.
yeah, I think
So that's street taco,
kind
right?
of. But they missed the mark on that too.
Kind of.
It's a weird bean aftertaste.
Yeah.
Not great.
But it's not the worst I've had though.
Well, thank you for participating in that. Second, I have a present for you, Art.
For me?
Are you ready?
Wow.
I need to remember. Can you remind me when your birthday is, Warren?
Mine?
Yeah.
June.
Okay. I have a present for you.
June Gloom.
Dude, that's sick.
What?
That's super rad, dude.
Dude,
Where'd you
this
find
is-
that?
So there's a thrift store in Santa Cruz called Gray Bears.
Oh, so Warren just handed Art a hat that's
This is
like
amazing.
basically blue with a yellow bill, or like a very orangey yellow bill.
Yeah.
And it says
mustard.
Goodyear Watsonville Tire.
And for those in the know, Art is from Watsonville.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
this is super rad.
I don't know if
dude. Thank you.
it'll take some adjusting. It's probably
Yeah,
been
yeah,
sitting
yeah.
in a box for 50 years.
It's
but
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
pretty
I
sick.
fucking love it. And
Dude,
it
that
was-
thing's probably worth money.
I know, right? I
know.
shouldn't even bend the bill.
Yeah.
It's worth money.
I went to this
Dude.
place.
I'm their buyer.
It's a thrift store that also does recycling, and they take styrofoam somehow. I don't even know how, but I got this thing in the mail that was tons of styrofoam, and I have the tiniest trash can. So go to Gray Bears, and I pull in. It's kind of busy, and the first thing it says is no styrofoam, machine broken. I'm like, God,
Wow.
So, but I did one lap through the. I had some other donation stuff, and I did one lap through their store. It was all kind of weird, but there
Is
was
the one
a,
next to Rite Aid, or is that where?
no, it's near Sutter.
Oh,
at the end of Chanticleer there.
Gotcha.
But there was like a bin full of hats, and I got that hat, and I got one. It was a Banks turbocharge
Sick.
turbocharge hat, and
Rad.
this other green. It says like Sierra, but yeah, there you go.
It's an amazing condition, dude.
I know it's like brand new.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of agricultural stuff, so it must have been some like Watsonville truck repair shop or something that just
That would make sense.
had all these hats and stuff. So there you go.
Dude,
Dude,
that's
it's
a really
super
cool
rad,
hat.
dude.
Hopefully you can
I love it.
get use of it. I wish it was Michelin, but what can you do?
No, dude, it's awesome.
Goodyear has a cool logo.
They
It's
really
almost
do.
like a special hat. I don't want to wear, I want to rock it occasionally. It's definitely not
sick.
at work. Like we're running around RADwood.
I know it'll just get.
I was
sweaty
just talking with Ali today because I want to make a run of like license plates, like our frames, like our DWA ones.
yeah, the nice ones.
But do like Porsche Santa Cruz because we used to have a Porsche dealer.
Yeah.
Because dude, if you go to buy that thing, it's like $300 online if you can
just
find
do
it.
that? Like, is there?
Why
any-
can't I?
Well, I don't know because it's Porsche. Like you're
I
selling
can
a
do
product.
whatever I want.
Nice, dude.
I mean,
I'm just
know.
asking. I'm not saying
Yeah,
you
I
can't.
don't know. I mean, Porsche will definitely go after you for like putting Porsche on stuff, but
Which is what you're talking about doing.
yeah.
Okay.
But I was thinking a run for like me just to have.
I know. I love it.
And for
I
a
love
few
it.
other people.
And for a few other
maybe,
people. But I think you could, like, if you look on eBay, I was looking on eBay today, and one just said Santa Cruz. It didn't even say Porsche. It was just a plate, like an old
Was it
license
old,
plate.
though?
Yeah, it was old, but it was just like a pot metal plate like we can have made. Because the place that made ours is the place that made all of them throughout the 80s and everything,
Yeah.
and 90s and 70s. It still exists. But dude, $100 just for one that says Santa Cruz.
Wow.
Not even Porsche or anything.
Yeah. I mean, those license plate frames are crazy. I don't even know what the real expensive ones are worth, like the
Like
Aztec
$600
Pollock
and
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so rad though. I mean, it doesn't make a car, but it adds.
It's definitely that piece,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah, it's cool.
I love it. I mean, I really like the ones that you got made for DWA are super nice. Pasadena, right? And high quality.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's the spot, dude.
Yeah, that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
I learned of it from Paul at Auto Kennel because he has them made there.
Oh, right.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. I highly approve.
Did any, I mean, this is a quick little tangent. Quick. Did you hear that?
We'll see.
Blowing it. Didn't he say that he was doing a rally in Baja and he got to the top of the hill and some cop rolled up in an old Beetle and he swapped plates with him because it was like Volkswagen of Tijuana or something.
Oh.
And like it was
I
a
don't remember
legit
that
like old license plate frame, and that's the one that he rocks on. I think he puts it on the car.
I think you're right.
Like I'm trying to remember. That's
On
that's
the
a rad story.
green car?
I think so, on the green car. Yeah, I'm like,
wow.
I know he's told me the story, but I
That's
feel like
awesome.
I saw it at one of our rallies though.
That
'Cause
sounds-
I asked him like, "What's up with the plate?"
Sounds very familiar. Yeah.
That's super cool.
Shall we do some questions? I think we have a
Yeah.
couple.
Wait, which one of us spotted the guy pumping the tire
Oh,
with a bike pump? A car tire.
That's my wife, who is a big
Oh.
fan of Driving Awesome and sends me car stuff all the time.
Dude,
all
and
the
she
time.
took the video?
Yeah.
Solid.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I looked at that and I'm like,
And it was like at a hotel or something? A motel?
no idea. But just some people chimed in. So, anyways, for the listeners, this is a week ago now when you're listening. But my wife saw someone pumping up their car tire with a bicycle pump in a parking lot. But there were people that chimed in that saw the story and said, like, I do that. I use that at the track, or I've done that.
I guess. Well, at the track, you're changing so little.
So
right?
little.
You're adding a few pounds. But,
Yeah.
But that's heavy. To just start from a flat tire. How long does that take?
It's impossible. I think you wouldn't get enough
You pressure. Right? I
pressure.
don't even know.
Yeah, it would just
Dude.
go back into the pump, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's out there, dude. Chess and
It's good.
checkers.
People enjoyed it.
I think
People
they did.
love it. Like tons of people are. I just like accepted 4 messages
Oh, nice.
about it.
I love that kind of stuff. All right. So I know we got some stuff to catch up
Dude, I feel like I got to turn my hat around to display it for people to see. You know?
Definitely keep that. But watch out for your beer, dude.
I know,
It's
dude. This is precious.
sketchy.
This is, what do you call it?
Perilous.
Prized.
Prized. All right. Here we go, folks. Whoa, a lot of questions. Ben Roger asks, what are your least favorite aspects of being an expert in automotive opinion? I don't think I have any least favorite
Dude,
aspects.
it's all good, man.
I know. What
All
could
gravy?
it be?
When you like know everything. It's pretty awesome.
That's
Dude,
true.
you have an opinion about everything, right? I mean, it's pretty flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys get a lot of
What was our thing that one time? It was like we opinions about cars we've never driven, or I don't know. We had a podcast named that once.
Yeah. Well, I think that's like pretty much every armchair, expert about sports or whatever. You know, there's guys that write their whole life is writing about sports, and they played like Little League baseball, and they're the ones who have like critiques on pro players and stuff. It's just the way it goes.
Yep.
But do you guys get solicited for automotive advice for friends, family, people that?
Of course.
And so that's one angle where someone will come up with, like I had one today. It was, let me see if I can I'll just read it for, for truth purposes, if I can find it here. It says, this is Jason, our old super fan.
Oh, he's old super fan?
I don't think he listens anymore.
Oh, what a bastard.
I know. He says, I'd also like to ask a favor of you for my sister. She's interested in getting a car, and I told her you were our guy. I'm like, okay. She says, here's what she said. Seeking his opinion and information regarding an affordable, new used, all-wheel drive, hybrid, maybe plug-in, but this is probably out of my price range. Toyota, Subaru, lesser-known manufacturer. That's all I got.
Wow.
So my first thing was like,
dude,
budget, question mark.
Yeah.
I mean, a used all-wheel drive hybrid.
Yeah.
All-wheel drive hybrid plug-in. That's affordable.
Nice, dude.
So
You got me.
That's your wheelhouse right there.
This is This
You're
is
the guy.
Yeah.
my buddy's sister, and I just told him that.
That's
have her
like
reach
you're
out
like
to me.
just go to Consumer Reports.
Well, I mean, give me a
Right?
budget. Give me a budget to start with.
But that's like the most like generic car buyer of all time. You know,
It is, but I have a feeling her budget's like 12
grand. But she said new used.
Yeah.
So
She might be
I
totally
would think
clueless.
she at
We'll
least
see.
thinks cars are 5 grand.
27.5.
25 grand. I was going to say 27. I just rounded
Okay.
down to 25.
27
thought it was
bucks.
a very-
But
27.5
now
is a
the
pretty
average
good number.
price of cars is like 45 or whatever,
Yeah.
or 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Well, that's what anyways, I'll get more information, but those are the types of questions I'll get. It's like, there's 3 cars that come to mind, and you probably can't afford any of them.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Especially a plug-in hybrid. Like, good
Yeah.
luck. Anyway, so anything else?
no downsides.
No downsides.
Yeah, I mean, except for like, on occasion, especially having a medium where you're recorded and published and broadcast, and it's out there,
Yeah.
where like
Were you wrong?
well, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Is you can come back and talk about that, but it's almost like where you have one thing that you left out, and it was like, but conversation is fluid here, so it could change and you pivot at any time.
Yeah.
and it's like that was like the thing that I totally spaced on.
I know.
And,
I mean, that's a podcast problem, though.
Yeah,
like
podcast
forgetting to mention, like in your defense, or like
It's like,
arguing
yeah,
against something, you forgot the one thing you wanted to mention.
Well,
and
also
then-
with us, like we have these project updates, and if you forget, a week goes by, but it's really like 2 weeks from when it happened that someone will hear it. So it's out.
yeah, like Warren didn't tell me. I thought this was a big Project Car update. The mouse just ran again,
oh, sick.
ran under the couch. Warren,
Why does he wait like to get here?
Because
So we're
he
here.
likes art.
Maybe he's Warren spilled the beans that he had a pretty nice Project Car update. He took apart his airbox on his E36 M3. He removed a sticker that left a residue, and then proceeded to clean it all off nicely, and then actually spray paint it to match the texture of the rest of the box. So he kind of restored his airbox. I was
it had a
pretty
K&N
nice.
filter in the M3.
Okay.
Took the K&N out, put a regular filter in, and it had the K&N sticker on the
Gotcha.
box.
Yeah.
Standard issue. And I just cleaned it, shot a little trim black, put it back on.
Why'd you have to spray trim black?
The sticker had left like a bleached.
Oh,
It was like lighter than or darker or whatever. So you could tell there had been a sticker where I took it off. So
I think a nice
We're
little
back.
update, right?
you
back.
drill some nice holes in there to give it some
Ooh,
what?
Swiss cheese.
Give it some what?
dude,
Some what?
Well,
Hell
so
no.
I
No,
mean,
they sound so good when you do
Yes.
that.
That's-
drilling holes,
Dude,
No, well, just
E36 is,
intakes.
if you do an
Yeah.
intake on an E36,
yeah.
it sounds
so.
so
I
good.
literally told him that exact thing. So
Yeah.
we went and walked. We went to San Francisco and did some walkthroughs.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, the ZHP over there all neglected." I'm like, "Well, I could have driven it, but I wanted to take you in the E36 because it
Yeah.
has a dyno intake,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
sounds awesome up in the
does
high
sound
in the
good.
revs." And it's like, it's a nice little sense of occasion thing, you
Yeah.
know?
So I made one on my 325i back
Oh, really?
ghetto days. So I got a tube. I put the the air filter, the open air filter,
Like toilet paper tube?
toilet paper tube, basically.
Sock.
Yeah.
Maybe we can.
And then I made a box so that it didn't get all the hot air in.
Cardboard.
So I made it out of what's it called? Like corrugated, not cardboard,
I
but
know
the
what you're talking about.
plastic.
Yeah.
And then I wrapped it in metal, like
foil
tape?
or whatever.
like foil. And then I had like a gasket above the top, so
Dude,
when you
yeah.
close the hood, it was all like insulated. It was
Yeah.
pretty sick, dude.
Nice,
Nice.
dude.
But it sounded really good.
It sounds great. Yeah.
And my 944 also had drilled airbox.
yeah, the airbox sounded really good on that.
And this car has a drilled airbox, but I didn't do it. But
Sweet.
it's all Swiss cheese.
Motor sound. So in the 993s, it's called the motor sound package, and it's literally an oval hole on the side
Oh,
of the airbox.
yeah, I've seen that.
And they put like a little Venturi on it, and
Yep.
like so I did that on my. I basically made it as you're describing. I did the same thing, and it sounds awesome. Yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, that thing sounds really good on
especially the higher revs, right?
Yep.
Like that induction,
Yeah.
like the valve train sounds rad too. It's like there's something there.
Bobby Reed with the cars says, "Are headlights becoming too bright? Every time I
Dude.
drive one of my sports cars at night, I get blinded by a modern vehicle."
Low guy though, sports car.
I mean,
Yeah, but they are too bright.
They kind of are. Like, I don't know. A lot of times I flash it. I've flashed at people, and then they flash back, and I'm like, oh, shit, I was wrong.
Just right
And it's
now,
even worse. Yeah, like
Yeah.
right now on Swift Street here, there was an ID4
Yeah,
Volkswagen,
yeah.
and that's got like a bar of light across,
Yeah.
plus its headlights. And I thought the headlights were on, and then he went, boom, turned them on. It was just like
yeah, blinding.
crazy, crazy bright.
But I do think it's good to have really good headlights.
I like
and
having
it's a
really
good
good headlights.
thing. I mean,
it is good to have headlights, but
so my Polestar, I was just driving it on this mountain road, and it has automatic dimming headlights,
Yep.
so you can like twist this thing, and then but it's really nice.
Uh-huh.
Like the way it goes in and out of like
Yeah.
brights, and it works so fucking well. Dude. And it just lights up the whole road, and then it goes off really quick, but it's
Yeah.
not like a jolt. It's like smooth,
Okay,
and then it
transitions
smoothly goes into the
That's
brights again. So it doesn't like it doesn't fuck you up
yeah.
or the way you see.
For sure. Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, it doesn't make it jarring, right?
Yeah,
And it's-
exactly.
but yeah, I love good lights. I mean, it's amazing how good like the lights. I have HIDs on the ZHP. They're so much nicer than the Cayennes. Like, and they're super
Interesting.
bright and they're focused really nice.
Yeah.
Where the Cayennes, I feel like are more blah. You know, they're just kind of like they're sort of like. What's the word I'm looking for? Like more diffused, and these are really sharp, and they're super bright. I really noticed it right away as soon as I jumped in this car tonight.
Yeah, my Boxster has the upgraded headlights where they like move with
Oh, yeah.
with the steering wheel and everything, and those are really nice. I have those on the GTI too.
Yeah. I mean,
$2,000 each.
I can't. I mean, I guess there's been very few cases where I've been like super annoyed.
Well, I think to your point that 80% of the cars are up high now.
High enough, yeah.
Crossovers and trucks and SUVs, and that makes sports cars right in the
Yeah,
in the headlights.
Yep.
You definitely notice it more when I drive a Porsche as opposed to like driving my wife's.
Totally,
SUV.
exactly. If I'm in the Tundra, I've never noticed a headlight,
Yeah.
but if I'm in my any car, it's down low.
Yeah.
I keep it on the down low though.
Yeah, you can.
In my any car, I like that too.
Yeah. Big Fat Flip says, imagine a world where the car was never invented. What would our hosts be experts in opinion of?
Dude, I probably wouldn't work.
Wrist watching while awesome? Experts in rad opinion?
I mean,
There would be no rad. I probably wouldn't work
Well, what
because
about
I would have no
music and-
reason to make money.
what would you
Just
do?
live
I
under
don't
a
know,
bridge?
dude, I just live under a bridge somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was picturing more woods, like kind of a woodsy.
It's
vibe.
literally like since I was like old enough to talk and like my goal, like everything I've done is to buy cars
Yeah, for sure.
or to own cars. You know, like
You
to
have
drive
children
cars.
and a
Your
wife.
Yeah, they're fine, but like that is like always.
No.
Look, when I was 6 years old, I wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait till I have a children and a wife. I was like, I want a freaking Porsche or
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
But now the car never existed. So when you were 6, you didn't have those feelings.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
I feel like it's the natural sort of like
Yeah, it's natural to like cars.
the natural move. Really, I guess would be to like other forms of transportation. That's kind of the way I see it,
Yeah.
right? So we'd either be really into trains or horses or
I
whatever
mean, before
it
I
is.
was into car, or like as I was into cars, I was also into mountain bikes.
Oh
So,
yeah,
I mean, bicycles would be a
Bicycles.
pretty
yeah,
natural
when that's
thing.
all you could do,
Yeah.
when you couldn't drive a car,
BMX,
I was all into
mountain
bikes. Yeah.
Like I
'Cause,
love them.
it's like you still have the motion, you still have the sensations, right, of like movement,
skill to do it well.
yeah,
and
we'd be
get-
into motorcycles or
You want to
something.
be being transported around in space, you know?
I think he's looking for a automotive.
like shoes or something.
He's saying watches, like would you be
mechanical things.
wrist watching while awesome. I think
thinking.
I mean, I like
all too
watches
similar.
are cool, but it's just
They're all
like
too
it's just
similar.
like a thing. You can't do much with it.
I agree.
You just wear it.
They tell the time.
Yeah, and they look kind of. Some look cool, and
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. By the way, Timex is just killing it on watch design.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I've seen a bunch I like.
the
I've just
name
never bought one.
Timex. Like, I wish I could do a mod where it didn't say Timex. You know.
Oh,
Timex
you want to do
I
a
own
badge
Timexes.
delete? You want to do
I
a
own
badge
badge
delete?
delete.
Timex isn't bad. Though.
It's fine, but the watches look like incredible.
Dude, some of them I've seen. I'm like, whoa, what? Like,
There's a new one that's built in the U.S. with Swiss movement, and it's only $395, and it looks amazing. Like if it was any other brand, it would be thousands.
I mean, Seiko.
Yeah.
is
But I
like
mean-
$395. You can get a killer turtle. And,
Same, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I feel like but
This
you kind of
one's
own that,
thin
right?
and
And I feel like
nice.
anyone who's a real like watch person would appreciate as you're describing. It's like you appreciate the design and everything. It's not it's not super valuable, but
Yeah.
it's a cool watch, right? It still
Yeah.
has that.
It's very cool.
Yeah, I feel you.
I get targeted.
how many Timexes do you have?
I have
Ooh.
two.
Timex collector.
I have two, but one I haven't used in a long time. It doesn't really work. I need to put a battery in it. But the other one I wear all the time.
Okay.
All the Timex.
Yeah.
all the time.
I think was that the last one that I commented on?
Watch wise?
Yeah, last
No,
time
that
we
was a Casio.
podcasted. Oh,
that was
a
like
Casio.
cheap Casio.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucked. Like the watch that I really want is like $40,000.
Oh, what is
I'm
it?
not gonna have it.
40? I'm
Yeah.
at the $4,000 range, and I'm definitely not doing it.
Dude,
But
there's like there's so many cool like super rad Daytonas, and those are like
Oh.
Rolex Daytonas, and
got it.
they're absurd. Like you
Yeah.
can find some for 25 G's that are like it's just. I mean, I know it's money in, money out, or whatever, but like justifying that purchase is insane. You know, like
Totally.
it's like.
That's
but
how I feel about
yeah,
it.
I hope to get to a point where it's like, fuck it, I'll do it. You know,
Well,
Like,
it's just parking money. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't know. I'm still trying to think of a good answer for this gentleman. I mean, I feel like I could definitely get into like shoes. Like, I could see being like a shoe guy, like, there's
Sneakerhead?
like a sneakerhead kind of thing. Like that's pretty cool. I
Dude,
mean,
I've been looking for a shoe rack lately. If anyone has any suggestions, I need a shoe rack because I have like
We did a bench with slots.
that's what I kind of need.
I don't.
That's
You
what
could
I have
find
in my
that.
garage.
Just a bench.
Just look bench shoe organizer. You'll find it.
Okay.
that's where it's at.
All
I
my
could
shoes
do-
are under my bed. They're hard to get to.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
I don't want that. I could do audio file stuff.
Okay. That's cool.
Because there's so much variety.
Yeah.
A lot of budget stuff. Some stuff's like $1 million setups.
You have an
to-
ear for that?
I think
or is it
I
just
like to
more
think I
the-
do. I like
Yeah.
to think I do.
You're probably just kind of like a Timex level guy though. You
Wow, dude.
Clips.
it's pretty good, but
Clips maybe Nakamichi, but I'm not going. All the way up to Krell or
Dude, yeah, I can't remember. There's like there's a certain type of speaker that like audiophiles really like. They're really geometric. They're like these towers that look like a sarcophagus. You know what I'm talking about?
there's so many designs.
Dude,
I mean,
like they're and they're
You know,
like
actually,
$500,000. and
Nick
shit.
of Beeline Customs is also into audio.
Yeah, he has some cool stuff.
Beeline Customs. I like it.
Ditto's dad says, "What car brand or model have you always wanted, but the culture or fandom associated with said car keeps you away?"
It's a very good question.
Mazda Miata.
Really?
Wait,
Kinda-
you don't like the culture?
But that's so broad, dude. Like you can get into your own.
I guess
little-
I'll say NA Miata. I've almost bought one. I've driven them. I've test driven them. I've thought about it, and if it was a British car, I feel like the culture and fandom would be completely different. If that was like a Lotus or a MG kept making cars and they made this model, it was the exact same specs. But the fact it just has a first car kid feel, and like over 40, it's a little more difficult to pull. That's just my
Interesting.
expert opinion.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
it's
there's
also like a
track-
boomer kind of thing too. Like
Later
when they
on-
were
later-
new, they
later
were-
ones, I
But
think-
when they were new, the people that were buying
because they
them
were expensive.
were like retro. It was the people
Yeah.
that were buying new Beetles.
Because they were kind of still pricey,
Yeah,
but
it
now
was-
they're $5,000.
Yeah.
But I
Now
think if you
they're-
went to a later, like an NC hardtop, retractable hardtop, or especially
Like
an
a
ND,
club or something.
I mean, that would be, even that. But that's a different story, and I think you could pull that off. But an NA or NB, it's a tough one. It's
Hoonigan
tougher for me.
sticker comes free.
Right.
Well,
Coilovers. And
Well, it's more like, but there's
Cheap
also
coilovers.
such a huge like track community, right? So like you can go that way where it's like people autocross them and race them.
No, I
all
get
the
that,
time.
but
So,
I
like,
think that's different on the track. But I'm saying driving around town and having that be your car, like your actual enthusiast car, is like pulling up to Alice's in an NME auto.
And
think
most
it's
of them
cool.
aren't
Up there,
really
it makes
nice.
a lot of- I
A
mean,
lot
up
of them
there
are
it'd be
kind of
cool.
tattered, right?
Totally.
Even a track car, it's like, oh, it's just this is my weapon. Like it's
I think
mismatched
pulling up to
panels,
Alice's in an NA Miata is perfectly awesome. I mean, it's great. I mean, I think
Then
like
you're about that life.
well, no, I mean, I feel like it's all about how it looks, right? You don't have like the primered fender with like the pink steering wheel or whatever. Like,
No,
you
I get that, but I'm saying
but he's just saying
in
the culture. I mean,
comparison to
Yeah.
other cars, that
But
it has a stigma that
well, I feel again, it depends on how you show up. Right? If you're like on Watts on like
No,
good tires,
but
and
I
like,
think you're missing the point. Like, yeah, that would be cool, and I think he thinks that would
Yeah,
be cool too.
I like
Yeah.
them.
But he's saying the community. He says the
Oh,
whole
well,
overarch,
right, right.
like the whole.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not
but not the
talking
wood,
about-
but not showing up at Alice's at Woodside where it's like fun roads. Like the fact that you're there already, you know, like it's like
But
I
see,
feel like
the
He's
culture,
saying there's a stigma behind
the
it.
culture and fandom associated with said car
Yeah.
is difficult to buy into for me.
for you.
So I think like the modern Mini Coopers,
Yeah.
I could see like I think they have a really lame culture behind them.
It's not a very big culture though, do you think?
But it kind of is. They have that tour across the U.S.
I
they
mean,
do every
yeah,
year,
yeah.
and it's like all the British flags you could ever have.
that's boomer too.
And yeah, and it's all like the husband and wife duos that are it's a lot of checkered flags.
I feel
and
it's kind of
it's
Corvette-y a
just-
bit.
Yeah, it's very
yeah.
Corvette-y. A lot of tchotchkes, a lot of like just a lot of lameness going on.
Yeah.
It's Corvette. It's
Corvette's another good answer.
Yeah.
Or Mustang even.
yeah.
I mean, those are big groups of people, and
Mustangs.
Yeah,
tough,
could you
dude.
ever buy a Mustang? Like,
Dude, I feel the way that Warren feels about NA Miatas
Yeah.
about like a new, even like a GT350
Yeah.
or something, or GT350R. Like, I know it's a really good car and I would enjoy it, but
Yeah.
like,
I can't do it.
there's just there's something there.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's
I think I could definitely have like a 65 fastback or something.
Yeah.
I could get over it for that.
Even
I
a
think
Fox body, I think I could.
you know what's one
maybe a
that's
Fox
like,
body because it's almost
Get
like
there.
outside of that.
It's gone back around.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys, this is like universally agreed, at least in our community. Like we've talked about Hellcats before, like they're really cool, but
Yeah.
can you imagine the community and like all the associations with the bullshit?
Yeah,
that goes
because when you
on?
think
Like,
about it, you're like, oh, that's kind of a cool dadmobile, like, a daily car. It has tons of torque. It's kind of fun. It's cheap, like, relatively.
Yeah.
And it does a lot of things. Like it has a good big back seat.
yeah, space. Yeah.
But that is that's a community.
That's why the
not want to be
the
involved
Chevy
in.
SS is so cool, because it's under the radar and it is a cool community that has this.
It's
Well,
very
comparatively-
sideshowy. Like there's
Compared to a Hellcat,
It doesn't. There's not enough volume to have like a crazy
and
presence.
it's so like under the radar. It looks just like a Malibu
but
sedan.
people who know, dude, like
but
look at all those Oakland
Yeah.
videos. Like there's a lot of Chevy SSs in there.
Really?
Like, yeah, dude.
but
It's
I would say most people don't even know about. They don't look at it.
I
And
agree.
there's not a stigma behind it,
yeah, unless it's all modded or something.
right?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I
I,
think
guess
it's just like
maybe it's
it's
more
a-
in my head then. But yeah, I feel like it's also like there's the perception and then there's the actual community too, right? It's like
Yeah.
when you go and interact at an event or at a gathering, like
Yeah,
what are you dealing with, right?
If I see an S on the road, I'm like, oh, that's like an enthusiast that bought that
Same
car.
here.
That's a cool car. He likes
get it.
They seeked out that car. They wanted that car. That's cool. They're cool. If I see a Charger, like Scat Pack car
Yeah.
or Challenger or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm not into it at all. Even though I think they're pretty decent cars.
Yeah. I would consider a wide body Charger as a daily driver. It'd be super cool. But because of this question, what he's alluding to, I couldn't do it.
Yep. Yeah. No, I feel.
So what about the Honda stuff, like AE86 or going back to like Integras and stuff? Do you feel like you could? I mean, I guess Type R is the exception, or a really clean
Yeah.
GSR, but still, no matter how nice the car is, the majority of owners in that culture is one.
Well, I
way.
feel like it's more that way with like, sadly, with like S2000s, because those are actually really cool and like, but there's so many clapped out, like, just
nice ones are still pretty
like-
expensive. Like you
Yeah.
can't get.
But there's so
even
many cheap ones. There's so many salvage titles out there, and like
yeah, but
there's so
even
many
then
cheap
they're
ones.
like, they don't get that cheap.
I
I'm not
mean-
compared to like a Integra or a Civic or.
Well, but yeah, if it's like kind of like if you start thinking GSR or Type R, right? Like it's sort of around the same. Like you
Yeah.
can get cars for $15,000 that got a lot of miles and shitty
yeah.
history. But those are really rad. I mean, like I really like S2000s, but again, that's also in the back of my head, like a little bit. It is. They're kind of
so many. When you dig deep into any car, I think you can find like really lame communities behind them. Like I mean,
absolutely.
Like I hate. I mean,
even,
like I remember 928 forum is like the worst. Those guys suck
because they're also feeling like
they suck.
Well, because they also have a chip on their shoulder.
They're underdogs, dude.
Because of 9/11 stuff.
And then they're also like the culture was so lame. Like everyone, like half the threads are about how to install like automatic door locks in your car and like a stereo system, and like a double din. You're like, what are you doing to this car? Like, and then also 914 crowd is so bad because they are like straight up like they're underdog of all underdogs, and they are like. They call themselves teeners. Like even so lame, dude. And they're all about like originality. It's like, oh, that's not a 74 because it doesn't have bumper hips. And you're like, well, it has we backdated the bumpers. Oh, that's not good. They're very all about the originality and stuff.
And it's funny too because even the Volkswagen guys probably don't accept them. So they're in this weird like no man's land.
Yeah. So that being said, they are like more accepted now.
Oh, for sure.
But these forums they're horrible. If you like go on there, I'm like, I don't really want 914 anymore. And if I get one, I'm definitely getting a 6. Like that's part of it.
Right.
It's like not being part of that crowd.
So yeah, on the flip side, I mean, as a kind of an extension to this question, like what are good car communities? What cars have good followings that you do want to be a part of that you don't necessarily?
I kind of like the Rad-era Volvo following. I think they're like passionate and kind of DIY and kind of work to get the cars down the road together,
very like engineers. They're engineers. They're very like pragmatic.
They're not afraid to work on them. They know like it's going to take some doing to keep them going.
That's a pretty good career.
Yeah, I feel like that about old minis, and I know I posted a picture of old minis, but I feel like it's like again very DIY
old British period,
and like it's a tight community, and like it's pretty tasteful overall too. Like you do have some cars with huge wheels and stuff like that but I feel like it has a very positive image also throughout, like regardless of who the observer is, right? Like as you're saying, you could roll up anywhere and it's like, it's all positive vibes. It's not douchey. It's not weird. I feel like that's one I could definitely be a part of.
You're on that mini wagon,
dude.
Man.
They're cool, man. Yeah, it's dude. Like, and now you know what's also a thing, and you know this. I can easily fit another mini in my garage, like, I can fit my E30 next to my Skyline, but it's tight. A mini would easily fit next to my Skyline. That's one thing that I keep thinking about.
Dude, minis are rad.
Yeah. They're really cool. Yeah,
one of us should get one.
That's one of those.
My coworker, I just found out the other day that her husband has one.
Oh.
And it's a 2000.
Oh, it's one of those.
Like last year.
Don't tell me it's an automatic.
No, but it's the last year, and they only made like very little of them. It's like the special edition one.
Yeah.
And I guess he like looked for it for 10 years. This exact mini, and and it's registered as a. They all came in like legally, and they were registered as like 71s. Oh. It was during that weird like. Remember when Overfinch was importing Land Rovers and building them here?
Yeah.
And then that stopped, and when Skylines were coming in for that,
the motorized
little
stuff,
it was during that little time.
Yeah.
So it's a 2000 registered as a 70, so no smog or anything like that, and it's legal in California. But it's a 2000 mini.
Well, we see that one in the paddock at Laguna Seca, that green one.
The convertible.
Oh yeah, the convertible.
And it's got the weird wood interior and the gaudy seats and stuff.
Yeah, not great.
Emilio says. Cars from Rad-era you consider your guilty pleasure. Let's go worldwide, not just U.S. market, if that makes it a little more fun. Guilty pleasure Rad-era cars.
I've mentioned it before. Series 1 or 2, Lotus Esprit.
Guilty
I guess Series
pleasure?
1 is not Radwood era.
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Well, yeah,
that's
because
it's an awesome car.
No, but it's like a really unreliable, shitty car.
Yeah.
So like, it's a car that I did.
But that's like a poster
But I don't
car.
think you would be like ashamed to like that. I see a guilty pleasure as like, I kind of like it, even though it's an Oldsmobile Aurora or whatever.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of that. It's like they're really bad cars. Like everyone kind of knows that, right? But like at the same time, they're super cool looking, right? And they kind of drive cool. Like,
to the non-informed, that would be a really cool car,
right? Non-informed, yeah.
And I think it's cool, regardless, even if it sucks.
Mine is a '96 Impala SS.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
There's really nothing good about it. It's a Caprice with
cool wheels,
cool tuxedo on,
and like barely hot motor.
Right. Yeah. But something about the simplicity of it, the stance, the size.
Burgundy one? You want a burgundy one?
I like that green. Purple? It's like this kind of slate green they made. Oh, it's a really nice.
They're cool. I get you.
And the interior's so simple. I mean, it's like sport seats.
It's kind of like Joe's Ford.
The Marauder?
Mercury Marauder. Yeah, that's
like the newer version, right?
That's the competitor of it. But yeah, so that's like, would I really want one? No. But if you gave me one for a month, I'd be kind of pumped. Guilty pleasure.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one.
Lane's like 944 convertible because
it's not a real enthusiast.
It's like jiggly.
It's like kind of jiggly. I would never want that, but
pretty bad cowl shake.
Do
you like AMC Eagles?
Yes,
that's something.
I do like those. That's a good answer too.
Yeah. I feel like, well, you can't really do like the Eagle Talon shit because it's just an Eclipse, right?
That doesn't really count. Yeah, but like an AMC Eagle is crazy. Sure. It's a Audi All-Road from
Audi All-Road
from
Alabama or whatever.
Exactly.
Alabama All-Road
from the Ozarks.
It's an Ozarks Gulf country.
Trying to think of like a car that you're excited about, but I would.
You also said international. I don't know of any like. I'm trying to think of anything Asian.
I mean, it could also be like Aztec, right? Like that's kind of something like, or actually Murano Cross Cab. Like
that's not Rad-era.
That's not Rad-era.
I'm sorry, but like I guess something
that
like
is one of mine, or Subaru Baja.
Baja,
but that's not RADwood era.
Yeah,
so
it's the equivalent.
RADwood era.
Are you a DeLorean guy?
No, I'm definitely not.
Are you a Kit?
Oh, you know what? Lotus Elan's 80s. The wedge Elan's.
Oh, the Isuzu's design.
Oh, those suck. I hate
engine.
those.
I kind of like them, dude. I mean,
I don't like them.
They're just so weird. And I remember when they came out and they were, lauded as being like the best handling car, front wheel drive ever.
Handling by Lotus, dude.
Well, they are a Lotus, but I've always thought they were kind of cool.
I think they look cool.
That being said, I would never want to own.
They remind me of like a really chunky sneaker or something.
I mean, they're weird looking.
They're very weird.
Yeah, but they're as wide as they are long, basically.
A little square, yeah.
I think that's mine. I guess.
All right. That's something. I mean, I don't think they're. I mean, what would be worse is that stupid Capri thing. What is it, like the XR?
Oh, those are bad.
2 or whatever the hell it's called.
No good. No good. I think you have to.
I think if you liked, do you like Fieros?
The GTs are kind of
like
cool.
The last
GT that's got like it's more smoothed out. Like the rear's cool with the tail light that says Pontiac on it or whatever.
The proper 6-cylinder like powerful.
Yeah, those
engine.
are pretty cool. I mean, I think that they do have a big following, right? Like in the Midwest and shit.
Oh, you know what? I like Mercurs.
Oh,
XR4 TS.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always kind of thought they were cool.
And I love like a mid '80s Escort. We've talked about this.
Escort GT.
That's
a good one.
But that's
a shitty car too.
It's a shitty car, but it has some little like.
I've always liked those
bit of rally pedigree, very very far distant.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but not the one we got. It was just I don't know, wedgy.
Yep.
Anything else?
I'm just thinking of like any British stuff, like any other kind of like.
I also really like Buick Roadmaster wagons with wood paneling.
Those are pretty popular now.
They're popular now, but I mean, I've liked them for a long time, and they've only recently.
Are you saying you liked them before they were cool?
Yeah.
Are you saying?
Yeah, dude.
I'm kind of made them cool. I think is what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
I like it.
Anything with bench seats. All right, we'll go back to this. If you think of something, let me know. Auto Obsessive Garage says Pontiac or Saab gets a chance to be resurrected. Which of these automakers should return and why?
Dude, I'm going Saab in an instant.
I know.
Dude, Saab had such cool design, and they were so different than any. We talked about this on a recent podcast about the Haggerty bull market, but they just had so much like individuality to their designs and the way they went about car making, and Pontiac was just another division of GM.
What if Pontiac could be a sports car first company?
When does that ever happen?
But I'm just saying, like, if they made a Solstice,
and you're saying, what if all of a sudden GM was like good and they made cool cars?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Instead of having it just be a rebadged, Chevy Trailblazer or whatever it is, like I envision it being like they make a new GTO, it's unique, to only Pontiac.
I mean, it would be like a Charger or Challenger kind of thing, right? Like that's sort of what I envision.
Yeah.
But I like where Lane's going with this, though. I feel like I would love to see what Saab would do now. You know,
Dude,
like
the last Saab that whatever that was,
the Aero sedan thing.
The Aero, it was so cool. It was so good looking, dude.
Very unique.
I saw one recently, and how old are they now? Like 12 years old, and
They're pretty timeless.
still look good.
They have a following. Like, dude, what's it called? Cars de Whittiac or whatever.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the city?
yeah.
It's like a high-end consignment place.
Yeah.
They always have a few in stock. Like
Really?
They're collector cars now or something.
Whoa.
I don't know. Yeah, but they're cool.
Yeah.
They're very cool. But yeah, GM makes cool cars, Lane. They make
but they already have
the black
GM.
wings
GM
and
exists too. Like
That's
it's
the
like
thing. That's what I'm saying is it can't just be what they were doing and why they got shuttered.
I mean, what did they have when they exited?
A bunch of BS.
I mean, they had the Holden, whatever the GTO. That was like their.
They had the Solstice,
And then that's what the G.
It was all
the
rebatched
SS.
then, right?
Yeah, it was all
Other than
rebatched.
because they had the foreign too. Because the Solstice is what, like a freaking
Opel.
Vauxhall or some shit. Yeah,
And then
yeah,
what's
yeah.
one Oprah gave away? The G6 or something.
so terrible.
And you get a car. And you get a car.
yeah.
Yeah, and all of it, and the Holden, trip.
Yep.
Good. Alex Stadel says, which was the better disaster movie, Volcano or Dante's Peak?
Dude, I don't remember either.
I remember Dante's Peak.
I remember Dante's
that with,
Peak
really
more.
epic.
Did it have Pierce
Brosnan, right? Is that it?
I think so.
Yeah, and there's a scene. I mean, it was all pretty epic. I mean, especially like I watched it like I don't know 4 or 5 years ago, and it actually held up. I was like, holy shit! Like the special effects I remember especially were like they were pretty decent.
So
it was intense as like the cloud is coming at them, and
I think that I don't remember Volcano at all. I don't even
What year
know
was
if I ever
Volcano?
saw it.
that was the one.
I think it was the same
Is
year.
that the L.A. one where the volcanoes in L.A.?
Oh,
don't
same
know.
year.
I don't remember Volcano at all.
Remember that was that period of time where we had like there was like this period of like 2 or 3 years where we had like multiple movies that were the exact same coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think those came out within like a couple months of each other.
Dang.
Volcano Army, because that was definitely 90s still though, right?
Yeah.
And then because then you had all the Armageddon shit at the Deep Impact and all that. I don't remember Volcano at all. I don't even know, but I did like Dante's Peak.
You guys should watch Barbarian if you want to watch a weird trippy movie.
What about
No, you should
Skyfall
watch
or what is it? Or
Moonfall.
Moonfall.
Moonfall, everybody. Give it a look.
By the way, is anyone watching Last of Us on HBO?
No, is it any good? I see
It's
the
good.
ads.
What is it?
I'm
It's
pretty
like
hyped
an
on it.
apocalypse movie on HBO.
It's a
or show.
post-apocalyptic
Oh, I
zombie
watched
movie.
the first one
It's a zombie movie.
with
movie.
with
series.
that what's his name?
He's like the Brazilian actor. Yeah. So it's good.
Is
dude.
there 2 now? I watched the first one.
There's the second episode came
Okay.
out over the weekend, and the third one's coming this weekend.
Yeah.
They really like making those shows and movies about that period.
Well, this was based on a video game, and that was also
even
the
better.
last video
Even-
game I played. The Last of Us was
I
the
didn't
last
know
video
that.
game
Now
I
I
played.
hate it.
I
It was
know.
so it's like Resident Evil,
Yeah.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah. But that's, to my point. Like, they keep making this stuff.
but it's also based
I
on a
Am
game.
Legend
Yeah.
and Walking Dead. And
Yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. I mean, and you have to watch it. It's like
did you watch Nope?
I did not.
I never watched it.
I
Give it
did
a
not.
try.
My
Is it
wife
better-
didn't really love it.
Is it better than the one the
Yeah, it's better
the one they
than
did
the
here?
Santa
Better
Cruz
than-
one.
it's-
Sucked.
I was not a fan of that
Dude,
at all.
Us?
What the hell?
It was
that?
trash.
What the hell?
The best part was when he was singing "I Got 5 on it."
I mean, that was
It was
really.
like,
You had to really take a leap for that premise,
Dude,
to work.
it was so.
This
wet.
one's much better, and it's
Really?
a great take on an alien, like a Close Encounters kind of movie
okay.
that hasn't been done. It's very subtle.
All right.
I saw the set on my Universal
Oh.
Studios tour.
Well, by the way, it's set at Agua Dulce, which is where we stopped for our rally.
Oh, that's kind of
Interesting.
Cool.
That's where it takes place.
Okay.
Automotive Omnivore says, let's say someone likes to rally but isn't into that project car life or has a full plate of projects already. Either way, they want their next car to be new in the $30,000 range. Is the answer Hyundai Elantra N with a manual and a limited slip? Seems stellar on paper.
I think a BRZ or FRS is the choice.
would be
Rear-wheel
the
drive
choice.
and a Revy engine. And,
Yeah. Unless you
And
need the
it's-
sedan, right?
Yes, I think. Yeah, but I mean, Elantra N's, I've heard they're really fun. We haven't driven one, but
Oh, by the way, we just got
a
offered
sedan,
a-
right? Or is it?
Yeah,
a
it's
That's
the
the sedan
sedan
one, which is really ugly.
because that's all they make now. But it's supposed to be really good.
I've heard.
That's everyone raves about
yeah,
it.
but FRS BRZ feels like more of the
where
answer.
you want to go. Yeah, I think so.
GR
Everything else
86.
is going to be too out of the price range. We're getting a manual Integra ahead of the CTR, which I said yes to because we had the fucking CVT one, which was like impossible to really
wasn't
think
even
of
a
anything else.
Car to
Can we get a G squared?
G squared. Let's do that.
Yeah. Why can't we?
I don't know. Do they have one? We
Let's get a
check
G
their
wagon
fleet.
at least.
Yeah.
dude, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see what's in the fleet.
John Wright. Well, how about a GTI for this question too?
The new. Mark 8.
Oh yeah.
What are
I guess
they?
he wants new, right? Yeah.
I mean, Mark 8.
Yeah, Mark 8.
I mean, I feel like
They're
it's
gonna-
not be as
they're gonna be
engaging and
over
interesting.
30.
It's not going to be. I mean, we've both driven them. They're capable, but it's not like a really.
Not engaging.
It's not super fun.
It's fast.
Yeah, it's
just
fast.
It's super capable.
Yeah.
But
And Miata's too expensive.
no, Miata's there.
30?
We got Miata, yeah. 30-ish. He said in the $30,000
yeah.
range.
Okay.
So Miatas start at 27 or something.
Yeah, that's a good
28.
choice.
What about a Civic SI?
Oh, an SI? I feel like you're like GTI status.
I
Like
know.
it's sort
Or
of a little
less,
more.
but lesser.
And also, it's like, do you want to be in a rally in that? It's not going to be super
Yeah.
engaging. Yeah. It's a tough question, though.
Yeah, well, it's pretty limited, right? Like, I mean, that's the thing is that you only have 2 real sports cars in that price range.
What about
right now?
base Mustang? EcoBoost manual?
Hell no.
Did they even make that? I don't even know.
I think they do, but
I haven't paid attention to
I'm out.
Mustang World.
Lane says no.
I do like the new design though.
I mean, dude, but you can't buy a 4-cylinder Mustang. It's just wrong.
Ooh.
It is.
What if it was an SVO?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, those things suck too, but like they're just kind of cool now. 'cause-
My wife had a Fox Body 4-cylinder
My
with
brother had a Fox Body
a
4-cylinder. It was horrible.
had a Cure
Sounds pretty
sticker on it.
terrible.
Okay.
By the way, service announcement for everyone listening. After you're done with this podcast
go
on
listen
YouTube,
to The Cure.
go listen to The Cure's Essentials on Apple Music. It's a banging list
Dude.
of music.
Yeah, of course it is.
Good.
That's all we
And-
listen to in the kitchen at my house.
Is it really?
Yes.
And then go watch.
But not on Apple Music. But
go watch
Spotify.
The Cure Unplugged, MTV Unplugged, The Cure. It is a trippy scene.
Oh, okay.
Please
Okay,
go do it.
Okay.
John Rice says you have to name a cars and coffee event, but you can't use alliteration. What are you calling it? Oh gosh.
So one word basically.
People looking at cars while drinking coffee.
I want to be more sleek with it. Yeah, I want to be like Deus. You know, like it's got to be one word.
I see.
It's like yeah,
Parking hard.
brekkie.
Oh, what did the Brits call it?
Breakfast.
No,
they call
no.
it breakfast club. Oh, and they call it scrambles.
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 Scramble.
Yeah, because it's scrambled
And I
eggs in the morning.
do love a good scramble.
Yeah.
That's just a side note.
But you're stealing theirs. Do you want to do frittata? Is that what you're saying, or what do you want to do?
Frittata. I don't like frittatas. I want a frittata.
Dude,
What is a frittata?
chill sesh.
It's like a
It's like a quiche?
like a scramble.
Like
It's a
quiche. Yeah, it's like
quiche
thick
scramble.
egg, yeah.
kinda.
Yeah, I'm not down with quiche.
No.
Yeah. Quiche.
Like-
What about a patata de?
I don't know what you just said,
was
but
that?
I don't like
No,
it.
but no, it was
Say that
not a
into my-
patata. It's a freaking
Say that in-
tortilla de patatas.
Say that into my
Oh.
good ear.
It's like basically like a frittata, but it's potatoes, onions, and egg with olive oil. Pretty
Have
awesome.
you guys seen the menu yet?
No,
Let
it's
me
on
the menu.
It's on my list.
Have you seen it?
What's
Have you
the
seen
menu?
it? The menu.
Don't give anything
No.
away,
Is that a
Lane.
movie
Try
or
really
show?
hard.
It's a movie.
Try really hard not to give
It's a
anything
movie
away.
with Ralph Fiennes.
Try.
Oh, check it out. Is it good?
Try.
It has a lot of holes.
Don't.
Okay, movie review, quick. I'm not
No.
giving away anything.
I doubt it.
It's a good movie. It has a lot of holes. I would love to talk to you guys about it.
Okay.
But it's really fun to watch. It's a fun watch. It's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
It's about foodies. You would
Okay.
like it, Art. It's
Down.
about foodie.
good
But
start.
there's this one scene where the waitress they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" I'm not telling you anything.
Everything you're saying is giving something away.
He's like what, they're like yelling at her like, "What the fuck? This is crazy! Like, what the fuck's going on?" And he goes, "What the fuck is this?" She goes, "These are tortillas. They're tortillas." And they're like asking about something else. They are tortillas. So that reminded me of it. So,
Okay, I'll have to look at
You'll
that.
see it. It's a
I'll
great.
remember.
It's a great
remember.
scene.
I'll remember. Yeah.
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 Go watch it.
Does it rival Portlandia when the
Guac
remember
Talks
the chicken
and the
one?
chicken.
Oh,
That's my favorite episode ever,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
That's so
Incredible. You got to see the guac talks too. That's great. The photographer's garage says, "What would you rather be addicted to? Mustang.
Is it photographer's garage or photographer's garage?
Photographer.
I think you're right. Photographer. Photographer's garage.
Nice.
Sorry. What would you rather be addicted to? Mustangs and meth?
Dang.
Or 993s and PCP? I don't know the difference.
Oh,
I mean, that's intense. I mean, I
Mustangs and meth.
But PCP, you completely lose your shit, right? Like you're like, whereas like meth, you're sort of kind of like
Yeah,
aware,
meth,
but
you're
just
cool, dude. I was on it for a few years.
Every time I do PCP, it's pretty fun.
That's
you
where
feel
you're
very
like,
you feel very in control.
He
is what you're
says
saying.
things to consider: impact on your bank account for the cars, the drugs, and dental work. I don't really know the difference between meth and PCP.
I mean, PCP is angel dust, and I'm pretty sure that you completely lose.
Like, there's no coming back.
Like you come back, but it's like you're completely in a different reality. So what's happening around you,
and you have strength, a lot of strength.
Yeah, and apparently, like it takes like 6 cops to wrestle you down. Whereas like meth, I feel like you can moderate and be all fucking cracked out, but you can still interact with people.
Yeah,
but you have a Ford, is what you're, or a Ford Mustang.
Yeah, you have a Mustang.
Dang, 993 is pretty good. Yeah, just so basically, absolutely out of your mind in a 993.
Yeah. I think that's it.
That'd be a better way to die, I guess.
Like, at least you have one redeeming quality.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like a decent car. The Mustang,
It could be a fucking 65 fastback, though. You know, Shelby.
It's true. Richard Chen says, in the DWA merch shop, what would a dangling air freshener smell like? Would it in fact smell Cajun?
I mean, he nailed it, dude.
Sense of a Cajun. We should make
so
that.
that's a tough one. So how do we condense? This is like your taco jerky over here.
Well,
like
I don't want it to smell like that.
But I mean, it's like, you have to. What is it? Is it
Cajun,
like
it's just
Louisiana
like if
hot
you had
sauce?
like,
Is it like kind of?
What's that Creole seasoning?
Yeah, exactly.
It would smell like that, whatever that is.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Did you ever eat at Rudat?
I don't know what you just said.
Oh, I ate at
Who dat? Who them saints?
No, it's Rudat.
Who them saints?
Dude, Boondock Saints. That's a good movie.
Rudat's that Creole place over by Trader Joe's in
I
Capitola.
don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Been there for years.
Wow, never heard of it.
Whoa. And I ate at a pasta bar tonight at the
Pasta
end.
bar.
Pasta bar.
The
A
old
bar with pasta?
Yeah.
Or like, is this like never-ending pasta?
They pour it in a cup instead of a cocktail.
And you drink
And you
it?
drink it. No, just kidding.
Liquefied.
Call it a pasta bar, but it's with the old Lillians. Sugo.
Oh, I've heard that's good.
I'm surprised you haven't been there.
Oh, I
You're
haven't.
good.
I've
What
heard
does
it's good.
Sugo mean? What does Sugo
I've heard
mean?
the outdoor area is nice.
We ate there
The little
tonight.
Outdoor area.
It's good.
So would you go to a restaurant called Sauce?
Yeah.
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 I love
That's
sauces.
That's what Sugo is. So you're going to a sauce place.
I
saucy
would,
place.
and I did
you go.
tonight.
Did we come up with a good name for our Cars and Coffee, by the way?
Scramble.
We already have
Did
it.
we stole it? I don't like it.
Oh.
Yeah. The Sugo reminded me of it. I feel like, we Mellow Grinds.
Mellow grind.
Dude, Mellow Grinds.
Yeah. How about chill sesh?
Troll
yeah.
chill set. I thought you said troll set.
Depends who's coming.
If it's in my hood, is
Our
that what you're saying?
friends' wives. All right, let's go. Justin Hall 52 says, "What is the best vintage wagon, and what is the best to take on a rally? Which is the best vintage wagon?
What do we call them? Vintage? What?
Vintage feels
We had a
like
Datsun
50s to me
510.
almost, man.
No,
Vintage is old.
Pre-Smog, I think, is vintage.
Oh, yeah?
Really? That's
Yeah.
pretty close. That's just a. Well,
We've had Volvo 245s.
I
Datsun
mean, vintage
510.
could be like 20 years ago, you know?
Yeah, well, I think
mean-
antique and vintage have two different definitions. I should look it up.
yeah, I guess there's got to be a cutoff at this point, right?
I think at this point, a vintage car is a 1995
What?
or whatever.
Is antique older than vintage?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So, but I think 25 years is antique.
Yeah.
That's
So that means
insane.
vintage is like 15 years old.
Yeah,
I don't
vintage
like
is
this.
like 2000.
I have a vintage Boxster.
Oh,
I don't like this.
dang.
10 years old,
I got
dude.
an antique
Yeah.
M3,
Antique needs to be steam powered.
I know.
It's got to have a.
or like has to have like stained glass.
Oh, stained glass on it. I don't even know that car.
like a Tiffany lamp on it or something.
Whatever.
Dude, well, if you, by that definition, vintage, I mean, you kind of overlap, right? Datsun 510 wagon is a good option.
Yeah.
And it's vintage and something you would want to bring on our rally.
Dude, what if someone gave you a new G-Wagon, but the glass was all stained glass,
Ooh, that's
be
kinda
rad.
except for the windshield?
Yeah.
Would that be
take
rad?
it. Yeah,
No.
With like
What is
lead
in
and
it?
stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
the
that's
lead,
pretty
like the, yeah.
Would it just be
What would it
designed?
have? Like a bunch of crosses or what?
No, I mean
I'm
just
thinking
like
of a church, stained glass windows, usually
Oh.
a church.
Or it could be a design. It could be
Could be
like
just like a design.
like a
Hummingbirds and
Lotus, or
stuff?
what about a Lotus?
yeah.
You always have flowers. Yeah, lotus.
Yes.
White lotus, maybe.
White lotus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best vintage wagon.
G-Wagon?
Dude, that sounds not good. That sounds not good.
I'm going to go with
Chevy Nomad.
Wow. Rally?
Oh, period. No, this is just period. Best
No, to take on a rally.
I thought you said one was like, I thought it was two questions.
Right.
No. Oh, yeah.
Best
you're right.
and
You're
then
right.
rally.
You are right. I'm going to say Volvo 245.
Oh, that's good. Turbo?
Turbo.
What is this for?
To take on the rally.
Okay.
Dude, I'll take a 740 turbo.
Okay. You're going Volvo, though.
Yeah. Like over that. If we're talking, if we're saying that's vintage.
Dude, fine.
80s?
Where's a T5R lens?
Is that vintage? 95?
Yeah.
90? Yeah. I guess it is.
Where's your Saab?
Saab doesn't make a wagon, dude.
Dude, there's that Aero
They made
wagon.
a later.
92.
It's too new.
Probably vintage.
95s?
Vintage.
Probably
Yeah, but
vintage.
those aren't cool.
Just saying.
Those later 95s were like way too GM.
Yeah.
What about a Citroen DS Safari? You know what I'm talking about as the best vintage wagon?
Know what I'm talking about?
Ooh, I know what you're talking about.
By the
dude.
way, Alpina just debuted their new.
What did they drop, dude?
It's a B5 GT. It is so good looking.
Oh, they
It
dropped
might be
that
my
shit?
favorite current wagon.
Good looking RS.
B5
Dude,
GT.
It's the most powerful engine in an Alpina ever, like 640.
What is it based on the 5 Series?
6
obviously?
Series.
They don't have a 6 Series
6
wagon.
Series? I think they call it a 6 now. I don't know, dude.
No, 6 Series is a coupe.
No, we got that
Even
four-door
numbers in the
6.
coupe.
yeah,
got
we
a
did get a
four-door
4
Yeah,
six.
but that's called a coupe.
Well, now I think they're making a wagon.
Dang, Lane's
No.
buying into the coupe thing.
No,
That's crazy.
no.
I think so.
Dude, why didn't we say RS2? That's vintage.
Oh.
That would be a really good rally car.
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw Derek Tam Scott did a BTS thing, see me thing
On the car we drove?
on Gen's wagon.
Yeah.
Is it for sale?
He was like way
No.
more stoked on it than we were.
Dude,
I don't get it.
so Ruben tried buying it off of Gen, and Gen said he's not selling that car.
Oh wow,
That's a keeper.
Not today, huh?
interesting.
I was really surprised to hear that from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was way more. He's like at the end. He said, "This is way more fun than an LFA."
Yeah, he's got issues with the LFA. Like he feels like it's
A lot of people do though.
Yeah.
I've read a lot of things lately, or listened to a lot of people like say the LFA.
Well, he likes it, but
Yeah.
like it's flawed in some ways, right? As a street car,
It's a cool car.
Yeah, they're really really cool.
Yeah, I've never been into them.
I think I'd
They
prefer
sound
that.
really good.
I like them.
You'd rather have that over an SLR, though, right?
Oh yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. anyway.
Yeah.
I would too.
Just the sound alone,
Yeah.
and that they're not like anything else.
They're super unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that it's front rear,
Yes.
mid front, of course,
Mid-front.
as we all know. Fuchs 911 says, "Do images of cobalt mining deter you from getting an EV, or does it make you feel guilty owning one?" Very good question. Yes,
images?
the answer is yes for me.
Yeah, but dude,
There's a lot.
isn't everything? I mean,
Yeah.
you could say about everything.
Yeah, but
That we
you don't have to.
consume as
You don't
a-
have to say it's better or worse than anything. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
as it's being built, and
Yeah.
it's not more efficient and better for the earth than other long-lasting options.
Well, it is in the long run. That's the whole thing. It's like
No.
how long you use it.
I don't think that's true right now. I think someday the batteries will last longer before they have to be recycled.
So there's the
and thrown
disposal,
away.
which is a
Yeah.
thing. But but the actual efficiency and detriment to the environment, like if you use the EV as much as you do a gasoline powered car, the EV is definitely like way less. It has way less of an impact. But there's like a moral thing that's tied.
I don't think that's true. What
Absolutely.
You're saying.
Like check out the Donut Media comparison, and then also Jason of Engineering
Fensky.
Explained. Yeah,
Jason
Fensky. He
Fensky.
broke it out and did all of the math, and it actually does add up.
I mean,
But-
at some point you have to recycle the battery, and there's no place
Like home.
to do that. Yeah, no place like home. I think it all depends on your use
I mean,
case.
there's so
but
many factors.
There's
but,
a lot of factors.
Yeah. And you're not consuming oil. I don't know. But
I know,
yeah,
I
I
know.
don't know.
But as you're saying, independently, like it is something you think about.
Yes.
And I think for me, it's really like there is an environmental impact to a certain extent. I mean, there's ways that they're mining lithium without it being too gnarly, but it is about like basically raping other people, like and the way it impacts other communities and in other places. I don't know how much information is out there about where the stuff is sourced per manufacturer too, right? Like, because I'm sure, certain
I think it's all bad. It's all anywhere that it's coming from is a bad thing for the environment.
Well, it's mostly the water thing, right? Like, cause it's like it's lithium is very abundant. So like,
cobalt, they're doing huge mines for cobalt and destroying.
So cobalt's a different thing. Yeah. But lithium is like, it's literally just the water thing. Cause like it's abundant, like in like salt fields and stuff. Right. So it's like, but there's also other ways that it can impact communities, and water is a big one as far as I know. That being said, I mean, it's definitely something you think about, and it sounds like it definitely affects you, I mean, like,
I think also like when there's places that they see, they're like fuel efficient car parking only or things like that. And you're like, well, yeah, that's a factor. But the guy in the old diesel Mercedes that has a 500,000 miles on it is way more, environmentally friendly than
if he was buying a car every 3 years,
right? And like especially if it's like a electric or a hybrid with a huge battery pack, and then it just doesn't last forever. So I don't know. There's a factor, but it definitely, I don't think that it's a great, perfect solution. It's something. I think it's getting better. Yeah. But it would be nice if the commercial.
The question was if it stopped you from wanting to buy an electric vehicle,
deter you from getting one, or does it make you feel guilty owning one?
It doesn't.
If that made me guilty, I would be guilty about everything I do.
You should be guilty.
I should be, right?
Yeah.
I'm on guilt.
Yeah.
Look, I mean,
this iPhone was made by someone that was making like 10 cents an hour, and
it's just like
basically enslaved.
It's having 500 iPhones in your Polestar.
No, but I'm saying this as an object,
right?
Just in China where it was made.
I'm just saying the same thing. It's like
also my shoes were made in some factory by some 5-year-old.
Yeah, we need to make our own.
It's all bad, right?
Damn, dude. Well, you go for the 5-year-olds.
I don't know.
It's very exclusive. Yeah, I mean,
those are more expensive.
It's definitely something to think about, and I feel like it doesn't. I don't know. I feel like it is. It's not going to deter me, but I want to know more about it so that I can try to make a difference, right? So it's like how, what is it? Is it just not buying it, or is it like actually informing myself so that I can figure out, where do you make a push, right? And like who, and we have a platform, right? So we can kind of share what's happening and what we know, and and hopefully we can help make a difference. But I think it should be done as sustainably and as safely as possible with minimal impact and all that.
Well, of
right?
course, we think that.
But but that's the thing is actually buying into the community. I feel like that's sort of how you
Well, I think
close to the problem.
To answer his question, that isn't what deters me from buying one right now. It's the lack of charging. It's the lack of range.
The infrastructure,
the price. Like if they were super cheap, right? If they were cheaper than a gas car, I would be more strongly swayed that direction. But the fact it's like a premium, and then all these, the charging network being so janky right now, and those are factors for sure. In my opinion, I guess that's a bigger deterrent than the environmental impact right now.
Yes.
It's more like the use case rather than the what's the word I'm looking for? The
moral
where
impact
it came from. Yeah, I think that's it. Max, I don't know how to read his last name. Kauert. Cowart. Max Cowart says, best car for a DWA rally. It's the last question.
Whoa, period. By the way, we missed E30 Touring, which is a great option. We both have E30s. They're great rally cars, and E30 Tourings have been brought on our rally. I think it's a fun rally car. Right?
Yeah.
The suspension.
Not as good as a coupe, but yes, if you're choosing a wagon only, that's not a bad choice.
If it's the wagon option, right?
Yep. RS2 alternative.
Oh, very different.
Definitely different. Best rally car. I don't know. It's up to
That's a cool question though. It's almost like what if you were
there's no answer though.
You could build
isn't an answer.
That's like saying what's the best car for a Sunday drive.
Yeah, it all depends.
I don't know. It depends on what you like, what you want. Like, there's so many factors, right? Sound is worth 89% probably to art. So what sounds good?
That's right. Well, I mean, I'm thinking.
I mean, probably like
the fact of the matter is that everybody. I mean, people love 911s for a reason, right? And they're very, very good at what we do. And they're they have a lot of merit. Like, there's so many fun things about them, and like they check a lot of the boxes for the type of road surfaces we drive on. It's a good like middle ground for everything, right? Like you can do high speed stuff, you can do low speed stuff, and they're engaging, they're fun.
I think we said a long time ago, and this was when E36s were cheaper. E36, if you want to spend like 15 grand, or this is a while ago.
Yeah.
If you want to spend up to 15 grand, it was like 8 to 15. And then 964 was like a great like 911 for 40 at the time.
Yeah.
So I think, you're looking at those two cars as kind of like comparable.
Yeah.
Like a proper amount of power to weight ratio. It's like that 250 horsepower ish, 240, 250, 3,000 pounds ish.
Yeah, I think what about like a 300 SL Roadster?
Whoa.
Seems like a really good rally car. Or like a 959. Pretty good.
Sure.
I feel like
250 short wheelbase, or like a Lusso.
Cool.
That sound, like they got sidewall.
I mean, a Lusso.
Dirty, like a dirty
I wouldn't want to go
Lusso.
Lusso though. I would definitely want to go short wheelbase.
Lusso's
for sure.
too it's too touring.
2 GT, right?
2 GT.
Yeah.
So it was the 300 SL Roadster then.
GT, but they were a proper race car too.
Yeah, they made competition Lussos, and I think, if you can find one of those,
Yeah.
But
They didn't have the
like it.
special engine. They didn't have like the really.
No. But you don't want to go too crazy, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And keep it under.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
6
a
million.
race,
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Or just budget. I mean, realistic, right? Like it's like, I mean, I feel like I haven't driven an RS. I've driven several 964s, but I feel like a 964 RS feels like it would be the right thing.
I
But
think it would be too harsh.
I don't know. I need to drive Gens.
I know.
Gens,
Like
down
just
in West
from
Drive it, so-
reading like period
Yeah, they're pretty raw.
Like they were really raw. They were like
But
a lot of people like
period,
talk
though, right?
trash, but in period they were like, "Oh, this thing's way too harsh. It's too much of a race car."
And then you go back, and then you get into a modern GT3, and it's like a fucking that feels
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a Cadillac compared.
But
to
I wonder if
Totally.
like on our rough narrow roads, it would be a little
Yeah.
too rough.
I'm very curious. I
Yeah.
really want to. That seems like the right package. I feel like 959, just having driven like a 993 turbo, like, I mean, it's like I feel
too,
like,
like,
yeah, it's a little too
soft
soft. Yeah, like I feel like I want. It's that that sort of cherry spot, right?
Everyone who's driven those cars, though, say they're just perfect. They
Yeah.
kind of do it all, and all-wheel drive and good suspension.
But is it too
Too easy?
controlled? Is it too GTR?
We just don't know.
Too,
We need to
modern
try it
car?
for ourselves.
I think like a Singer 911 would probably be really good.
that'd be pretty good.
That would be pretty rad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
the-
lot of power,
I
but
like
it's,
that.
Good
you know.
sidewall.
Or
Yeah.
like an Alphaholics GTV.
Ooh, that'd be
Like,
great.
That's kind
That's-
of right where you want to
Yeah.
be, right?
Oh yeah, we'll
With
take
sidewall.
That's
that,
about as good as it
that, and
gets.
then what else are we gonna have? Like maybe a Jaguar. We can have what's the Jaguar retro one?
The D type? Or what do you mean?
The
Oh,
E type.
the
The
Eagle.
the Eagle.
The
So we'll do an Eagle, an
pretty
Alphaholic. We'll do the Eagle, the Alphaholics GTV, and a Singer
And
911.
can we throw in one of those P1800 resto
Oh,
mods?
just on the side for like each of us to kind of like
Cyan or whatever they're
someone
called.
could drive it for us, and then we can like switch off.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, that's perfect.
At the
300
Crossroads
horsepower
swap.
Singerized P1800.
Yeah, I think that
I do
could
like
be
that
great.
idea though. If you just had a rally of all these sort of like resto mod remakes, right?
Resto mod Halo cars.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
we're gonna get there. That's the end game. It's
That's it.
it's all that.
That's it.
What about a short geared McLaren F1?
Too
Too
I
crazy.
think too low
Yeah,
for what we
They have
do.
ground clearance though, and they have big
Not
squishy.
huge
That
overhang.
much,
They
man.
have
They're-
huge squishy tires.
They do have huge squishy tires. I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
Mhm.
I'll give you that. But they're not meant for rough stuff. I don't think.
and you can't put the windows all the way down, like all
You want your elbow out?
the. Yeah, I want to be more. Like,
if you
I
make
wanna
like a
be
little
part of
like
the
a little
nature,
bench for
a
your
little
arm,
more.
Dude,
the
you're in the middle,
passenger
They're
too.
known for having, air conditioning doesn't really work.
Yeah.
They
like
can
Warren's
overheat.
E30, it's perfect.
They can overheat.
My air conditioning works.
And the E30?
Oh, I thought you meant my M3. Yeah.
There you. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would work though. I'd
Let's
want
do
to
it.
try
Yeah,
it.
it would be pretty epic, right?
Yeah. I think so too.
Mm.
All right. Well, that's it for questions. So what do we have
Any
to-
project updates?
Not really. I took a.
You painted your airbox.
Well, that was when I first got the car.
That's what I was saying. It was one of those things that happened 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
and
Gotcha,
we just talked
gotcha,
about it.
gotcha.
Just kind of half joking, but
Took the Tundra up to Costa Noa this weekend.
Oh yeah, sweet big
Crazy
drive, huh?
Big drive.
Like 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And about what I'd say 98% of that was paved, probably.
Oh, like 100%.
Like 100%.
I was thinking maybe the parking lot there is kind
I
of
just
gravelly.
love that drive. I'm not afraid to blow this spot up because I feel like it was pretty dead when we were there, and I'm like,
oh really?
Oh, dude, there was nobody there.
They definitely. I mean, pre-COVID, like
Popular?
peak season, you would have to like reserve a place like.
But I think
months in advance.
dude, January weekend.
Yeah.
After we've had all this rain, I just think
Costa Noa is rad.
it's
a
so
really cool
rad.
place.
Yeah, dude, the
And it's-
bathrooms are so nice. Those bathrooms with the fireplaces and stuff.
Comfort stations, you mean?
Dude, they're awesome, man.
It was-
the store is cool.
We rented a cabin, and we're the only ones there Friday night out of like 12
a
cabins.
tent cabin or
No,
one of the
no,
bigger
the,
cabins at the bottom.
Yeah, the actual hard sleep
like
7.
right when you come in to the no.
They're next to the KOA,
Oh.
and they've got 8. They look like kind of like
Oh, I know
mobile
those
homes,
ones.
sort of.
Yeah, yeah.
They're way too tight to each other.
Yeah.
So this is the one thing that bothers me about places like this, any campground really, or this type of place, is the cabin sleeps 7, advertised as such. It's got a queen bed in a separate room. It's got a sleeper sofa and then a bedroom with 2 bunk beds. So it's 4 beds. So they assume like you'll do 2 in the queen. Regardless, it's advertised sleep 7. How many parking spots does each cabin get?
Oh, 2. 1.
1.
Yeah.
And you get a second car that has to park
Yeah.
a quarter of a mile
That
at the
happened-
lodge.
That happened last
That
time I went.
sucks.
It's so stupid.
Last time I went there, they wouldn't let me park 2 cars.
So
And-
there's also a place.
and there's tons of room.
There's tons of room. There's
Yeah.
grass right next to it.
Yeah.
And so we parked 2 cars there, and the guy, like, they sniff you out immediately
I
and
know.
shows up on his golf cart and is like, you can't park there. You got to park it over on the.
Yeah.
What is the deal with parking at these places? Every campsite, you get 1 car. The second
yeah.
car's extra. It's $20 a night, and you got to keep it off the. It has to be on the pavement. What the fuck is the deal?
I don't know.
It's like my main reason for wanting like property is just to have parking. you
I
know?
guess I would assume it's just like they don't want a full on like parking lot.
I think
to
it's
form.
slippery. I think it's
So
slippery slope too.
kinda
You know,
stuff,
like
yeah.
if you do let it just go out of control.
But you would think you got the big like when I stayed there last time, it was just a small tent cabin,
Same here.
and it was like I could be like, okay, 1 car, that makes sense,
Yes.
right? It's like 1 family would
You're
come.
not going to really fit that many people.
A thing that sleeps 7 has multiple bedrooms.
Yeah.
Like come on, like
7.
2-3 cars, right?
So we had 3 cars or 4 for a minute. But yeah, everyone had to park and walk. So you like drive. You have to
Yeah, you had to
unload
park
your
at the restaurant basically.
you have to
right?
unload
Yeah.
your stuff, drive back, park your car, walk back. Like
That's horrible.
it's just dumb. It's a
That's
dumb
annoying.
thing. But
Yeah, it
anyways,
sucks.
glorious up there. It was unbelievably beautiful.
Really cool
and
bathrooms, I heard.
Comfort
Dude,
stations.
they are, man.
Comfort stations are amazing. And then we did a huge hike down to the beach and got real loose down there. And dude, podcast update here. Nothing to do with cars, but first time encountering quicksand.
Whoa.
What?
Full on quicksand.
Dude, don't fight it.
What did you do?
So we were at the beach, and there's a trail that goes over the sand dunes back to Costa Noa. By the way, the sand dunes are so cool. They had these like all full of water, like made these lakes and photographers like or photographers.
Yeah,
Photograph.
Wet dream. You guys should check it out. But anyways, the trail just went up this kind of sand dune, and then you kind of had to go from the beach and kind of climb up it. Well, it had kind of like turned into a landslide a little bit, but it just looked like sand. You just have to hike up, you know, kind of annoying. It's going to get in your shoes, but that's it. It's just like a slope. Well, when we got closer to it, I went to step in it, and the whole thing was like a small creek underneath it. So it was like a just slow moving water covered with sand. And so it was full on quicksand. We had to go around it. I wish I took a video and like threw a boulder in it, because I think it would have just gone bloop, and
Whoa.
it looked like just a sand dune. Like you couldn't tell any difference.
Yeah.
If you were
It's out
moving
there.
quickly and ended up like 10 steps in, it
Right.
would be like,
Or fell in there because you can't swim in it. You know, it's just
yeah. What are you
where's
supposed
the bottom?
to do? Yeah, I forget. You don't wiggle around.
You
or
just
whatever.
Get wide.
you get wide and you just don't wiggle, but then you're
Then you just
gonna
sink all the way
eventually
down?
sink,
Yeah. Yeah.
You get a stick. Someone always gets a stick. and
The
they
stick.
grab
There's a
you
horse
out.
somehow shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great though. Super nice up there. So Costa Noa.
It's a cool place. Yeah.
It really is cool.
cool.
And then the restaurant's decent.
Yeah, it's good.
Good food, bar, like good cocktails.
Yeah, they have a full bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
And then
great.
it has a cool little general store.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a neat place.
And it's cool too because I feel like this would be the time of year to do it because it's so busy in the summer, obviously. But
they have heated blankets in the beds, huh?
And the tent cabins, they do, yeah. This place, the actual cabins have just like a regular heater. But it would be cool to do like a rally or some event where we all like got our own spots.
Be awesome.
Because it's really scenic, with the tent cabins in the background. It's just a beautiful.
I drove my 944 there last time so I could like park the 944 there.
Get a cool spot.
Yeah.
And then it's also the options are cool because you have like lodge with suites. You can, book that, or like really nice cabins, or the tent cabins.
And there's a hotel.
That's what I'm saying. The lodge with the suites, or all the way down to like full on tent camping if you want, or the KOA. It's like, I think there was like 16 or 17 lodging options.
Yeah.
So, you get Ali, he's in his suite.
Yeah, there's like the family ones with all the bunks in them, like 3 bunk beds and just a little tent cabin.
And it's the perfect thing if you want to introduce your kids to camping. It's the perfect place.
Or if you want Lane to go camping.
If you want your kid Lane to go camping. But really, like if you don't have all the stuff, you just get a tent cabin. It's not super roughing it, but it is sort of like, it's the perfect introduction.
Yeah.
If you've never really gone camping, it's so easy. Mm-hmm. There's a playground.
Nice bathrooms too.
Yeah.
Really good bathrooms.
Oh, and they rent out like yard games.
All that stuff.
So you can rent out like all these yard games,
cornhole
like
and all.
cornhole and all
They had
stuff.
free tie-dye.
Oh,
they were doing a tie-dye session.
And they have sometimes they'll do like tri-tips out there. They'll have barbecue selling tri-tips.
Sweet.
It's a great spot.
Yeah. Anyways, this segment was brought to you by Costa Noah.
Costa Noah.
And KOA.
I get no kickbacks.
This is the best advertising ever, dude.
I just wanted to survive. I kind of had a feeling when I was there last time that it's a big nut to crack. There's a lot of stuff there, and I'm like, wow, I don't want this place to like just close.
You were there over the weekend.
Yeah.
So did you not watch the 49ers game?
Niners played Sunday night. So
we were
back.
Okay, you were back. Okay.
It worked out perfect.
Okay.
It's great. Niners won.
So one game away from the Super Bowl at this point, right?
Yeah, they play Sunday at noon, right after Morning Motors. This will air after Morning Motors, of course. But
should great. Maybe some people can watch it here.
It's going to go basically right into it. But no other real car updates, little stuff. Oh, I did get a notice from the DMV that my M3's registration was going to be suspended.
Oh, that's cool.
Sick.
Because they had no proof of insurance.
Yeah, I just got that for a car I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's funny, it's the one I moved to Haggerty.
And I have insurance.
And I did too. So I just had to go online and type it in. I found the policy number and the like company number, and it was like, all right.
So I got that on the 911 like 8 months ago.
And you're like, I ain't doing it.
I went on to Haggerty and I had typed one of the digits wrong in the VIN. But I'm surprised Haggerty didn't catch that. They're like, hey, that's not a real VIN number.
Maybe it was a real VIN number.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyhow, I don't have much.
Well, I haven't done anything to my car, but Nick wrapped up the job that he was doing on my car.
Cool.
So he did some throttle bushings and some front suspension bushings. And then I need rear spring plates now and do some rear bushings. And I need to, because I want to lower the rear end. It's way too high. And to do that, I need to get some different spring plates and stuff. And then there's a couple of bushings that I could replace back there when we do that.
Fresh.
So, yeah, I did that. And then what else did I do? Oh, I installed those little DWA stickers on my Boxster.
Those are cool.
They're kind of like
new script.
It's just copying Porsche's script. Yeah. So it's like the way they write GTS on the door of a GTS or like GT3 or whatever. It's just the exact same font as that, but it says DWA.
Oh shit! Yeah, I looked at it kind of quickly. It looked almost like it looked like what do you call it? Like a pastel style like font. I almost thought but I don't know. Like I just glanced at it.
I don't know what pastel style font
is,
but it's exact. It's just like they're. Like it's just GTS. Like how they write. Yeah, it's the same font.
Well, you know what? Like where it doesn't. It's almost like a crayon where it's not perfectly uniform. That's the way I saw it when I looked at it. But
and they are kind of like that. It's like a loose like.
Dang, I never noticed that.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Check it out.
I will check it out. Yeah.
But I have like a collection of letters that I did back at my previous job, like when I do custom lettering on door sills for Porsches and stuff like that. So Because
so these are extras that you had?
Well, not all of them. I had to come up with some new. Like I'd never used the apostrophe. I mean, the exclamation point before.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways,
Nice.
I did that.
I like it.
And what else did I do? I don't know.
So
I guess that's it. I don't know. Oh, the bug. I got a bunch of parts for the bug, and we took the wheels to the powder cutter to get powder coated white, off white. And then I got new hubcaps for it.
So
and
that you already doubled your investment in the
ordered
car?
some new tires for it.
Jeez.
Already got the tires.
Oh, sweet. That was fast. Where'd you order them?
Tire rack.
Tire rack.
155s. They had them in stock. Bredesteins.
Nice.
And then got the running boards, brand new German running boards. So these are the most expensive ones you can buy.
Yeah.
Because they're the German ones. You can get like the Brazilian ones, or there's like 3 options. They also make like stainless steel ones that aren't like correct. They look a little too modern. Yeah. But so these have the rubber on them. You know, the running boards that go between the front and rear fenders along the body. They have rubber on them, and then they have a chrome, or aluminum trim strip or stainless that's already on there, and everything's already installed. Any guesses on how much they each cost? These are the most expensive ones on JBug.
90 each.
$350.
They were $250 for the pair.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, the cheapest ones were like $48 each.
Whoa! I love that stuff is still so available.
Yeah, hubcaps were $19 each.
That's incredible.
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
they're chrome.
Yeah,
dang.
I got amazing. A rear bumper. I got the triple chrome bumper.
Yeah.
So I also got a rear bumper, and I got a front bumperette, just the bumperette. Rear triple chrome bumper with bumperettes and overriders. So like the full package.
Yeah.
I think it was $479, and that's the triple chrome version.
Dang.
These are good cars to restore.
Yeah,
yeah, everything's available and it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Until you get into like the really hard models, they are easy.
I'm sure you like the early hubcaps and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Are probably.
And I don't think I talked about it, but did I talk about we got it running and I drove it and stuff?
Yeah, you said it fired right up. And it was like ran perfect.
We just put a 6 volt battery in.
Yeah,
6 volt.
It's a 6 volt unit.
Yeah.
6 volt.
Nice. No project car updates for me except that I cleaned my Skyline. I just give it, which means I did a Griot's quick detailer, speed shine, wiped it down, and I took it to a Cars and Coffee, which I'll get to in a second.
Oh, yeah.
There's something that really bothers me about my wheels, and I don't know what to do. Like, I have BBS LMs. The centers are really nice. They're like that anodized finish. They look beautiful. They're perfect.
Clear coats, like
clear
hazing.
coat on the lips. There's several spots all along the lips on all of them where they have like the hazing and like the clear coat is starting to peel. And like I was trying to figure out a way to strip the clear coat just on the lip and then just keep it polished, and I'll like put a sealant on it. But I know the right thing is to disassemble them and to have them refinished. But then my car's gonna have to fucking sit there on like jack stands.
Dude.
Yeah. So
and like you use the car, so it's gonna
use
get.
the car. Yeah.
You have to do it, dude.
So it's bothering me a lot.
It's worth it.
And that's the one thing that's totally off. Like the rest of the car is so clean, and like it bothers me.
Dang. Can you find some like temporary wheels and tires?
That would be the move. I would just try to find like some stalkers or something, which are also expensive, but it also adds value to my house, to my car, to my car. You know, it's like those are sought after.
Maybe that's the move. Is like
just
get
to find
some
stocks and then rock on those.
Rock on those.
Blast them out, dude.
Just blast them out, bro. But yeah, that's one thing that is bothering me. But yeah, I drove it to San Mateo Cars and Coffee. I saw that.
So I've never heard of this, by the way.
Me either.
Have you?
So, dude.
Lane?
Yeah, I have, because my coworker Cam always goes to it.
Oh, really?
And I think he was there.
Oh, okay.
He said he saw you cruise up.
Oh, interesting.
Because he texted me. He's like, "What's? I think I just saw Art cruise up. Is that's his name, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, sweet. Yeah, dude. So Vince Chiaro, who's been on our rallies, friend of ours, like he posted a picture of his Speedster at San Mateo Cars and Coffee like a month ago.
He doesn't have a Speedster.
I'm sorry,
he has
Roadster.
A Roadster, yeah.
Roadster, yeah, 356 Roadster. In quotation marks at some Cars and Coffee. And so I was like, I'm like, wait a minute. I looked at it. I was looking at the picture.
Oh, so you hopped in your car and just full throttled
dude,
it
full
there?
throttle, spinning up the wheels.
Speed shine though.
Yeah, speed shine. So, but no, I saw that he posted a picture of his car there like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, where is this place and how often does it happen? And he's like, oh, it's actually this Sunday. And I'm like, oh, rad. Like I actually have a free morning for once. And so, yeah, it worked out great. I showed up like at 9:10, and this lot is huge. It's like a 500 car lot, and it was completely full.
Wow.
And it starts at 9. So, but right as I was pulling up, a dude in like a GT3 pulled out. And so I basically backed into his spot and got like a center, like cherry spot. It was great. And
cherry spot.
And as soon as I got out, I ran into, shoot, I'm spacing on his name, from Dino Motors.
Hushy Pushy.
But maybe his name is Dino. No, his name is Dino. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. But yeah, so from Dino Motors, Marcelo, super nice guy. We ended up talking for a while. He's like, yeah, I got a new 328. He was stoked because he can now finally go to RADwood because he's historically, he wrenches on the 308 GT4s.
Is he the older guy?
He's probably our age. He's got a beard.
Okay.
And so he rolls up, and then I see Tom from 850.
850.
No, T5R.
Oh, Tom Park.
Tom Park.
Park.
Sorry for last name. Yeah, Thomas Park. I'm terrible with names. I apologize, Thomas. So yeah, Tom Park rolls up, and then I'm like start seeing other people MDoms, and it's like, oh dude, this is rad. This is, and so I ended up like hanging out with them, just cruising around, and the variety was great. They had a lot of really good cars. There was a lot of modern stuff, right? A lot of new GT3s and Ferraris and shit like that.
Oh, it looked like there was a bunch of like American classic stuff too.
There was some American classic. There was a really, really awesome 69 Camaro, but it was on Bigs and Littles, and it was a blue that I've never seen before. It was almost like a royal blue metallic with the white stripe. It was so fucking good looking, man. And it was like, it's so mean, like really clean car with like, I want to say it was like black Steelies. That car really stood out. I tried to get it over to take a picture of it, and right as I was walking over, he left. But yeah, some classic stuff, modern. And yeah, it was a good time. I mean, it was cool to just see people we know from the community and hang out. It was nice to get out.
I'm surprised you've never been to it before. Like, take the kids.
It's really close, yeah. And so I didn't even know it was a thing because it's just like,
I think it's kind of secret. There
isn't like, it's just kind of like show up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there a coffee shop associated?
Not really. There's a Starbucks across the street, but it's across El Camino, which is a wide road.
Oh,
So
wow.
I actually I knew where it was. I'm like, I brought my own coffee. I had my.
I want to say it's like word of mouth or something. Cam, who I work with, he knows the guy who organized it or friends with him. So I was going to ask him.
Yeah, there was a singer. There was a pretty decent roof tribute.
Those minis.
Yeah, the minis were really nice. Those guys are great. Those guys, they basically do only minis, and so like the style is like on point. It's aesthetically well executed. Like the interior was all red leather. It was so rad, and it was on Watts with the little over fenders, and it obviously was JDM inspired, that color combination. And then it turns out the red car was like something really special and rare that I don't even know about, but like people are commenting it's an Innocenti or whatever.
Oh, that might have been like the 2000, the late model ones.
Well, they made those in the 70s, and apparently it's the Italian ones. And so they were made in Italy, and they have, unique components. So like they have a unique grill, they have the little corner markers. The interiors are different. They have different gauges.
Don't Italian cars always have the clear corners or clear side markers?
That is true. Yeah. So yeah, it was a good little hang.
Nice, dude.
Time to cruise around.
Sounds
a lot of cars.
Fun.
M-Dom's brought his E34 out.
Cool.
We're talking about NSXs for a while. A lot of NSXs.
Oh, that's cool.
A lot of NSXs.
Yeah, I saw Vincent posted one. He's like, this guy has driven this thing 89,000 miles. Hooray. Good on you. And I'm like
half of them have 150,000 miles.
I'm like, yeah, it's not like
barely broken in.
It's an NSX. It's not like a Ferrari F40.
I think there's a YouTuber that bought a 400,000 mile car, and it still runs and sounds perfect.
Mm-hmm. They probably compression tested. It's like perfect.
Yeah.
That's that. We ended up talking about
that
through
specific 20 thing. ABS pumps.
Seriously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And dude, the thing with those
14 steering racks,
tremendous amount of fucking tires too, because those eat tires.
Oh yeah.
So, do they really?
Yeah, the rears especially.
Oh.
But we ended up having a conversation about the NSX because like someone asked me about it, and I'm like, yeah, like it's a box that I checked. Like I really like them, and I think they're very good cars, and they're very sexy looking, and like they're awesome. But it didn't excite me that much, like it's cool. Yeah. It's cool. It's a really nice car, but it like you do when you drive it at the ragged edge, it's really engaging and fun, but like 95% of the time, it's just an Accord.
I think it's gearing.
also so long. Yeah, the gearing's so
the gearing is not
long,
great.
dude.
That's
you could redo the gearing.
And it
That's
doesn't
doable.
have torque, so it's like
but that's why the gearing is so.
No, that's what I'm
crucial.
saying. So
Yeah.
it's like it compounds. It makes it even worse that it doesn't
like a
have torque.
supercharger and gearing would be
Gearing is a very common thing, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The JDM, gear set is where you want to go. Really, I mean, you could even do final drive too, which people do.
Yeah. What about Final Countdown?
Oh, so I drove a Model S Plaid,
Oh yeah, you said it made you sick.
dude. I was like,
Whose was it?
a coworker just bought it.
Against better judgment? Like what?
He loves Teslas. He's like a Tesla fanboy.
Oh my god, you know this person?
Yeah, dude. Well, everyone I work with worked at Tesla.
I know, but they're all like
They all kind of
hate on
like.
it.
I mean, but there's 5 Teslas in my work, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, he bought it. Let's just say it was like 70,000 under sticker, and it's 6 months old.
70,000 under
Ish.
sticker?
Wait, what? It's already
He bought
worth?
it 6 months old.
We bought it 6 months old.
It's
And
6
it's
months old. He
depreciated
bought
that
it
much.
used,
I see.
and it's
oh,
So it's worth half of what he paid.
Yeah,
$1,000 discount.
yes, basically.
That's incredible.
But it is like they are so like, the whatever EQS was like getting out of the Polestar. And you're like, how could a car be faster than the Polestar?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
so fast. It's like whatever. Like, and then you get in the EQS. You're like, holy crap, that is way faster than the Polestar. Like, it feels like going from a 4-cylinder to a V8. This is like, how could a car be faster than that? And then you're like, oh, okay, that's how it can be faster than that. It's
Dude,
like insane,
seriously.
dude. And I got back, and I like instantly I had a headache, and I felt kind of like my equilibrium was like a little fucked up.
I mean, I felt it in the EQS. It was the first car ever where like I could feel my eyeballs being pushed back into my skull.
Yeah,
Like that. And then you're saying this is faster.
way faster.
Yeah,
and
they're
the
way faster,
it's but the takeaway is that's all whatever. It's a party trick. It's cool.
Sure.
But the reality is like, who fucking cares, dude?
Well, yeah, that's what we always said. And I mean, did you feel?
Yeah, you get to that point. It's like
You just get to that point, dude. Like,
Did it have a regular steering wheel?
no?
Oh
the
shit!
yoke.
By the way, my coworker is like 6'4" plus. He can barely drive it.
I mean, it sounds
So the only
terrifying.
reason he went for it is because they're offering the round wheel
Yeah.
now, so he can retrofit it. But the way he sits, because it is square, he can barely turn it because his legs are right there. So yes, like, and dude, it is really hard to drive with the yoke. I do not understand.
It sounds terrifying.
It is like I was driving and I'm like, I would not feel comfortable taking this on Skyline or like a mountain road right now.
Right.
Like, it would be scary as hell. I feel like you would lose you all of a sudden, because it also doesn't have super quick steering like
They didn't compensate for that, right?
no,
Which you would
so
expect. Yeah.
and like
So
if
what are
you
you doing
drive a Model Y or Model 3, they have a lot sharper steering. Like, the ratio feels a lot closer.
Yeah, it's quicker,
These don't actually. The steering ratio isn't that quick, so you're doing a lot of like full.
I'm
You're
worried about,
having to do hand over
over
hand a lot,
like
and,
hairpin stuff. You're going.
dude. It is sketch, dude.
Yeah.
I'm surprised like people are not crashing those things off. Like, I
That's a
see
good
old
point.
ladies driving on Highway 17.
I know, that's a-
and I'm like,
that's
how
a
is
really
this
good
lady
point.
like? And you have to be very aware of where you're putting your hands. It feels kind of weird. That being, it did feel a lot better built than like earlier Model S's I've driven, and like the interior had some like neat
God,
little
I would hope so.
things going on. I still don't. I don't like now the transmission is to go into drive. It's like on the screen. You have to swipe down,
God.
which is really annoying. And then
What could go wrong?
it also has the turn signals on the steering wheel. It's just like buttons, and they're really
Yeah, you
like,
get used to that probably. but-
kind of kind of.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's definitely I don't know, for the price for what he paid too. It's like, I mean, it's definitely the fastest thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's one of the fastest
Yeah.
cars ever made, right?
Right,
Really.
right. It's
I think only the
insane.
Chiron was faster, right?
Or
Really?
quickest. It's like
Barely.
0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds or whatever it
Oh
is,
my
you know?
God.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a quarter mile. I think.
And
the
they
Chiron.
look kind of like the S's look pretty
Yeah.
decent, and
Yeah,
his
yeah.
is dark gray, and
The Plaids have cool taillights. I like
and
the taillights.
they just sit kind of. They look more hunkered down.
They
I don't
do.
know if
Yeah,
they
they do.
are or anything.
No, I think they
but
are.
Yeah.
But did you have any issues with the brakes, or did you do any like high speed braking?
The brakes definitely are like not that powerful,
Yeah.
because you can get up to speed
I imagine
fast,
so.
dude, and then the brakes are like, hey, we're kind of slowing you down now.
Yeah.
They're just like, they're probably decent. Like there's the same brakes as the Model Y or whatever.
It's so funny that this car is offered to the public
but nobody does that though, right? It's like the whole thing. Like it's like,
but everyone does the like zero. Like I mean, dude, like punching on the highway to 120 is not like a thing. It like not hard. Like it takes like no time at all.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like it's an AMG thing though, right? It's like most people just buy it because it's the top of the line, and they want. It's always about like minimal effort. I feel like they want a very powerful car, so they have to barely step on the gas. Like it's like they just want to be like. That's another thing, right?
It's insane.
Yeah, and it's everyone that I haven't driven one yet either, but like everyone talks about how unpleasant that is. It's like it's not a good feeling, right? Like
it's pretty wild. I mean,
I'm glad you got to drive it.
Yeah, and
especially right after the EQS.
Yeah, it was like right after, like a day after or something. So it was a good comparison. But it is so fast. Like it is like, and it was dry out. And the thing is, like, you can feel the tires almost like squirming, like clawing for grip. You know, like you just feel them like.
The tires are probably at the maximum.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, that is impressive though that they're able to like that the drivetrain.
Yeah, that it doesn't just spin tires all the time.
The traction control is really good. You know, to like actually execute that.
Yeah,
because it could. Yeah, it should disintegrate the tire, right? But it's got like it detects slip so well.
Yeah, it's fast as hell. Like it really is I mean, it's good they're bringing out the normal wheel because that wheel, like I don't understand how you can drive that thing hard at all.
Yeah,
with that wheel, it's so sketch.
That's another one of those.
But with a normal wheel, I mean, I think they handle all right. I mean, it's nothing, whatever.
Yeah, they're just it's not a race car, but it's fast.
But it's like a GT for sure. Like,
crazy. Do they have a longer range if you don't use all the power? Is it like a?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because
I would guess I would think like the Model S performance whatever long range has a better range.
Okay,
I would think so.
Yeah, I just don't know if if you don't use all that power, like you're not using the acceleration, it has more of it, or I don't. Yeah,
I don't think it's the highest range S. I think the highest range S though does do like 400 miles or something crazy. Or so
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I wish they were just a better company. It's a California car company. It's like, come on.
Yeah. He did a lot of due diligence on it. Like, I mean, it popped up for sale used at a BMW dealership, but he worked for Tesla before too, and he like called, got some phoned a friend and had him look at like how like on the line if it had any defects and stuff.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, some real inside baseball
like stuff like that.
That's cool.
So like they're like, oh, it had a gap thing, whatever. It's like little stuff like that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So,
I mean, if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Trivia time.
Yeah.
It's trivia time. I have two things. One is a trivia question. The other is just some facts. Traffic cameras in New York gave out 71 tickets for something unusual. What was it? New York City.
Was parking parking in red zones or sitting in red zones?
Parking violations, is what you're saying from traffic. Okay.
Was it car related?
Yes.
Okay, so it wasn't pedestrians.
People are receiving tickets.
Oh, sitting in intersections?
No.
Yeah, I was thinking like they like notify a police officer and it's like that guy right there. Unusual. Indecent exposure.
Yes, exactly. Traffic cameras equipped with sound meters in the Big Apple gave out 71 tickets last year for noisy exhausts. Nice. The city has not said where they're installed or how many there are.
In New York? What are people driving?
More are coming. I think they don't want you honking your horn, all that stuff. So New York has some of the strictest noise pollution laws in the country. And now that local officials are seeing results, the program will only expand.
But what cars are these? Like, are people aren't driving like hot rods in New York City?
People do. Jalopies, loud motorcycles. I mean, you name it.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot.
Maybe revving or something, supercars and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it feels like those are stock. You can't.
It says New York's noise threshold is based on speed and distance for most cars. At 35 miles an hour, the car can't be audible from 150 feet away or 200 feet for a motorcycle.
Audible at all?
Audible.
You just can't hear it from 150 feet away.
What the heck?
At 35.
Yeah.
So it could just be like a truck, like with bad exhaust or
you
know, something like that.
Interesting.
But now you can just get a random ticket in the mail. A ticket in the mail. You didn't even know you got it or where it happened.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Dude, I mean, it should be for all that bullshit, fake popping nonsense.
I mean,
Harleys and stuff. Like I could see Harleys.
I think there has to be like judgment calls though of this stuff. Like it has to be a person listening to it, and
I think it's just
it's probably got like a sensor.
Ding.
It's got like a measures because you're saying it's a distance thing. Right?
Harley
but
rips.
how do they know that's the car that was making the noise?
I mean, those things have like a
I don't know.
Zero in.
Feels a little. It feels like you can fight
a
it.
zero inometer. Is that
I feel like you can. I feel like you can fight these.
Okay, well, offtherecord.com.
Dude, there was like just yesterday downtown there was a freaking a new M4, and like he had some bullshit exhaust, dude, and it was like loud. Okay, he's coming, and then he lets off. It's like blah 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 blah. It's like shotguns. I'm like, it's
the
so
pops and bangs tune.
so obnoxious.
Imagine
dude.
like driving that around every time you let off the gas.
You have to be such a dirtbag, dude. It's like so fucking annoying.
I'm not about that
you're
life.
such a dick to everybody around you. Like you're so inconsiderate.
This is news
that there's a parody on the Adam LZ, you know that kid?
Is it someone
he like made some
shot?
parody about how basically
there's another
how
one.
lame that is.
Yeah.
There's a really good one that I saw too. It's a comedian, and he does all sorts of shit, but it's like it's just that, and it's like chicks like losing their mind. Oh my god, it's the guy with the loud car. You know, it's like it's pretty funny.
Said no girl ever.
Yeah.
This is news from the car dealerships. It says here that markups are finally starting to slow down. A year ago, more than 80% of new car buyers paid a markup. The average markup of $700. Now, only 36% are paying that. The average transaction price falling $300 below sticker, and they're falling quick.
It's good.
Yeah.
I've noticed car lots are filling up again.
I know.
I was at the Porsche dealership today though, and there was a Porsche Sport Classic, the new 911 Turbo Sport Classic, which is rear-wheel drive turbo. Wow. Any guesses on what the ADM was?
So it's a new car.
It's like a $260,000 car.
Yeah. It's also like it's a very limited like
800
car.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say $100,000.
50.
250.
Holy! I thought it was coming down. That's what you were gonna say. It was
And Nick was there last week, and he said he talked to them, and they said their like highest offer so far was like 180 over.
Jeez.
And they're
like nah.
It says here that pre-pandemic prices had an average of blank under MSRP. So what do you think an average car was selling for under?
Average under MSRP? I would say like 1,500.
That was my guess.
That would be my guess. 2,600.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean,
and it says that may never happen again, but encouraging signs that cars will continue to get cheaper.
It's all about invoice. It's
add-ons, all the back end gross or whatever. Like adding all the bullshit,
sales numbers and stuff, and then you get incentives for selling like 20 of
you get like
WRXs
a better allotment if
you
get all those out the door.
So then it's worth it to sell more of them, and then it would give like, and then dealerships in big markets would like steal all the customers from everywhere else, and then they would it would fuck like small dealerships because they can't sell as many cars, and then they don't get the bonus, and then they have to sell cars more expensive, so they're getting beat. I mean, the whole dealership network's fucked. I think
so tired. Yeah.
Did you guys see the whole fiasco with the with the Civic Type R and the GR?
Yeah.
So
well, I just saw the one that had a $20,000 markup.
The Civic.
It didn't meet reserve.
And it would only went for 7,000 over sticker is what it got to.
Yeah, 49,000 is what it got up to. And then the GR was sold at a loss. It was an $8,000 loss or something.
And the person had to like register it and insure.
I know, right?
All that stuff.
And wait.
Yeah.
And all that,
And then I went and checked Auto Trader, dude. And I don't know if you call these places if it's bullshit. Like they
Auto Trader online.
Auto Trader right now, there's about 10 Civic Type Rs in the $50,000 range, which is still marked up, but it's not the 70 that we were seeing.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that's true though. If you call them, they're like probably, it's actually not. It's 60 or whatever.
Right.
Or if they actually are sitting there at $50,000 now, like in people are now like marking them up 10-ish, to see what happens or whatever.
Dude, I mean, the Drive like posting articles like about that, the Bring a Trailer auction and stuff like that is definitely like, but all these articles like
it's gonna
definitely help the market. Because now people are like, fuck that, I'm not paying.
Yeah, dude,
I'm not paying 10 over.
Yeah, exactly.
It was on thinking every fucking site. I saw them on the Drive. I saw it on Car Scoops. I saw it on Autoblog, everywhere.
Yeah, it's big news. I think it's good.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, it's a podcast. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening.
Later.
See you at Morning Motors. Bye-bye.
Mahalo.